Hello, everybody. Welcome. Dadman Walking 55 here. We are 2 minutes after 8 on a Friday night. Not our usual night for this wonderful show, but hey, nothing has been normal about this week, especially if you have lived in Florida. So, all kinds of stuff has been reworked, moved around, all kinds of craziness. Some people are swimming. I got some reports from some friends that actually had some scary stuff out there, and we pray for them and things like that, and just reach out and support them. And of course, the Gators still suck. It's so bad. I'm going to take a moment to diatribe right here, right off the bat. I got the patience of Joe, my great co-host in the back. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and bring the great co-host in. This lady doesn't even need an introduction anymore. She's so damn good. Daisy, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I
Well,
may
I
be
figured
treading I may be treading water soon, but hey, it's all good.
okay, as long as you tread, don't sink. But hey, that's the
Yeah,
key.
no
But
sinking.
but the great Daisy, we were talking football a couple nights ago, and so
Yes.
graciously tried to give me moral support for the Gators. But guess what? They still suck. It was so
Yeah,
bad
they
today.
did. They did.
Well, I
I'm
I
sorry.
wish
They did.
I'm sorry, Daisy. I'm cutting you off because I'm so worked up. I wish Buddy Hepburn was here. Texted me today about his observations. Well, he was saying the same thing. Those my rivals in Tennessee, that radio station I listened to up there, they were calling out about how bad the Gator coaching staff is. Uh, so
The
sorry.
other team's
I did,
quarterback scored on you.
yeah, yeah. Well, speaking
And he
of
did
that,
it quite well. He did it
yeah,
really well
for,
too,
for
right there at the corner marker.
first play of the game, but look who came in on the Twitch side. Just as I was talking about where is Buddy Hepburn, oh my gosh, dude, when Buddy was coming out the observations, these guys in the sports animal in Knoxville came out with, I mean, they're like laughing at the Gator coach, like all these lineman mistakes, all these jumping, all this stuff. They're like, this is coaching. I mean, they're basically questioning. I don't know. I mean, anyway, it's like they would want our coach to stay forever with this kind of results. But
Mhm.
and when they're not, and see, if you know anything about Tennessee fans, they've had to live with bad coaches for 20 something years, and for them to be noticing it, like, oh God, you better, hey, eat that contract and get rid of it, and bring the next guy in. Don't do these social experiments in coaching anymore, which is what I hate with the Gator. It's like there's all this trend about, oh, I found the cool hot guy. I found the cool hot guy. Well, you know what? When the whole cool hot guy can't coach at a higher Division 1 level, then what good did it do? But
Mm.
sorry, Daisy. I am so sorry. We came to talk movies tonight.
No worries, no worries, no
Oh
worries.
my
Get it
gosh.
out. Let
Uh,
the hate flow through you.
there you go. Well, hey, as long as my heart stays in my chest, I'm happy. So.
Yes. That way you know you're alive.
Exactly. I mean, we saw some scary things with this fun film we're going to talk about a little bit tonight, didn't we?
Uh, yes.
Oh my goodness. So all that stuff I said I was going to let you talk about, that I was going to multitask, I've not done a thing. So I'm going to try to
Oh,
put some links in there for us. I'm going to try to put our link out at a couple places while we're here. And let's see. Let's say hi to the chat. And guess who's first? The great
hello.
Snortopoopas Cooper. Howdy.
Hey. Hello. Meow. Welcome to the bear. Burr. Burr. Welcome to the burr. Sorry. I'll get it.
Oh, that it's all good. I'm sure he appreciates you saying that his name many many times. So, but yes, Starter Poop. It's great to see you. Great that you everything went well for you down there, and always glad to see our friends come through these things nice and safely. This one was actually going to be a little scarier for us this time. With
Yeah.
the pattern with the trail and all, but we it happened to go in a different direction, and like I said, we have some friends out west. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do some stuff, but oh my goodness, hey, pray for them and support them. And unfortunately, I think one of the things that's going to happen is like one of the bloggers that I followed said a lot is that what's going to happen is that, well, and what's happening now, nobody's talking about that part of the state. It's the poor start part of the state. It's not only the poor part of the state, that's more rural. And, it's not like it hit one of the big cities, big towns, that's going to
Yeah.
get a lot of attention, and that's sad considering what they've had to go through. So thank you.
Yeah. That happens almost in every, like when we were going to get hit, of course, by the hurricane on our side, everyone was talking about what was going to happen to Los Angeles.
Hmm.
They occasionally said something about San Diego, which really got hit. And then they didn't say anything except in passing about the city that did actually get hit in California because it's
Oh, wow.
smaller, a bit more
Hmm.
rural. And they showed a few pictures of the water and stuff, but they really got nailed. And I forget the name of the city. I do apologize. But,
Mm,
it was again, all we care about is, Los Angeles. Well, that's
yeah,
not the only city in California.
exactly. I
And then
agree.
and then they talked about Vegas because everybody's heard of it. It was
Yeah.
fine.
Well, I
I
could
mean,
tell geographically, you got. I was kind of laughing because I'm like, I've never known a hurricane to go that far inland.
yeah.
So it's like,
We
but
got the
hey.
very extreme outer bands. We did have moments of high winds, which were
Hmm.
impressive. And the biggest thing about that is that it picked up all of the sand from out in the desert and then blew it into the city. So when you were walking outside, you had to really shield your eyes because they were high
Ooh,
winds and it was like getting sand blasted, And then,
ow.
yes, there was some rain. There was some rain, but we don't, we got rain now. I think it's
Yeah.
rained more today than it rained during the hurricane. So,
Well, well, I think that's what happened with us today. We got rain today, and it's quite interesting to see what we've had comparatively speaking. But hey,
mhm,
it is an adventure. We had four of them hit Florida in 2004,
yeah.
and it was like and the kids were real young back then, so it was like holy crap. So it was
Yeah, when we first moved here to Vegas, they hadn't, completely redone, there's basically an entire river system now under the city that
mhm,
shifts the water away so it doesn't
yep.
flood. But at the time, they hadn't done that yet, and it was
Yep.
raining.
I bet we were out there
It
once, and we went out there once in '98, and you could see how the water built up in the ditches on the sides really quick. So
Yes, and the strip itself is the low point of the valley. So all of the water drains
yeah,
down towards that.
I
So,
gotcha.
yeah.
Well, hey, we got to do a special on that one time, but let's go ahead and thank you for helping me multitask because I fell
Mhm.
miserably, like Lisa says. Daisy meows. Hey, Daisy meows. The meows.
The
Mrs. is here.
Meowses?
Hey, yes, she's here. And Stunning is here. TGIF. I agree. I agree, brother. Good to see you. And hey, like I said, Buddy Hepburn's here. Sink if it's a hot bubble bath. All right, there you go. Over on the Twitch side, folks, if you're on the Twitch side, leave your comments. I will post them up as they come into the general chat so everybody can see them. So y'all don't get left out. Jess, howdy, Jess, my friend. And speak of the lady herself, Lisa.
Hello,
Yeah, hey,
Lisa.
yeah. I mean, she always
You
tells
mi
me I'm multitasking, so yeah.
you missed
But
one.
where? I got Jess. Where did I miss?
No.
Oh,
Master Maniac Mexico?
oh, I was just getting there. Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Masters. Yes, Masters. Yes. Yeah,
Hello.
and it's like, look, I think the problem's not with the coaches; it's all over the place. Non-popular sports, the players are too spoiled. Well, in this case, though, Masters with my team, it started last year. They can't do a 2 minute offense. They call weird. Even Tennessee's radio announcers today were mocking him for last year because he called, and I remember the play vividly. They were deep in Gator territory, third and something, and the Gator coach called a timeout to give Tennessee time to set up a play. Yeah, whatever. So anyway,
Mhm.
but yeah, good to see you, Masters. We're gonna have fun tonight with Masters. Who knows what'll come out. And okay, you kids behave in the back seat tonight. Okay, no, no, no. We don't have to pull the car over
We
either.
will turn this stream around.
There you go. And now Lisa's throwing Snortopoopas' mushrooms. I know he loves those mushrooms. And Mrs.
To
also
eat
with us
them.
over on the Twitch side. Hey.
Hello, Twitch. Twitch is my normal home. Hello.
Yeah, and I agree. They're no heroes anymore. It's like even Chuck Barkley said, we're not heroes. So, oh my gosh. Jess, yeah, follow me on Twitter at DadmanWalking55, the only place on Twitter to be. Let's see. Masters. Oh man, he's into the soccer. They have team worth billions and then too lazy to run and get wrapped up by a team that has no money and stars at all. Yep, I know. Hey, imagine being a Cub fan for all those years. So,
Oh,
Lisa,
yeah.
there's Lisa, the Laughing Multitask Chronicles. Yeah, we can write a book on that. Or play this sound. Can you identify a sound of what somebody's eating or what they're doing through a podcast? Lisa can. She can tell if you're eating peanuts, pistachios, or if you're eating ice cream out of a bowl. I've never seen it before in my life. It's really, really
Lisa,
talented.
I'm about to drink out of my bottled water, and I could mute it, but I just thought I'd warn you.
Well, they're cutting up, so hey. All right. Well, Daisy, we've got the wonderful, good old movie that we were going to talk about this tonight, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
And Gloom.
Gloom. Wow.
Doom and Gloom. The Temple of Doom and Gloom.
Really? Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see.
You didn't think it was Doom and Gloom? I did.
Well, we will get into it a little bit. Get into it a little bit. Let's. We're going to.
I'm sorry, I jumped the gun.
No, it's okay.
I'm letting the dark side of the Force flow through me.
Well, kind of like being here with Hungry Boy and pillaging the village. I'm good with it. Hey, that works for me. I'm good. Definitely good with that. Pulling up the synopsis. Basically.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Stunning. I'm so sorry.
No, well, hey.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, hey.
You know what? If you love it, that's awesome, because we don't all like the same things, and we don't have to.
Exactly. You reserve the right to be wrong, but and I'm kidding.
I didn't say that.
I know.
I said everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just don't like the movie.
No, I know, but it's so funny.
Plastic water bottles. I'm so sorry, Lisa. I'm so sorry.
Look what we got. We got She Started It. Mega Stop Farting. We got that.
I don't care who started it. Just stop it.
And then Snortopoopas piles in with just be glad it wasn't bear farts. So and say hello to Maddie's daddy who's out there in Vegas also. Hey, good to see you, sir.
I hope you are in a part of Vegas that's not getting rained upon profusely. You do not need to tell us where you are exactly. But yeah, my son Liam is over there in Henderson, and they were getting the lightning pretty strong.
Exactly. Yes. So hey, Masters, we might have to try that one night.
I am multitasking.
The fate of Darth Maul couldn't handle two blades at one time. Don't go down that road, Dadman walking. Hey, Masters knows me and Darth Maul have a hate relationship.
Oh, all right. Okay. I'm sorry, I was unaware of that.
And
I love that part of that movie. That whole fight is really cool.
And folks, keep putting your
my beloved Qui-Gon Jinn died. I mean, people don't die from being stabbed by lightsabers now, but at the time they did, and I was so upset.
I know at that time. Well, the mouse always says no one's ever really gone. So
I know.
Anyway.
Okay, let's stick with this movie.
And folks, keep putting your comments in there. I'm starring comments, Buddy. Stunning. I'm starring them to come back in as we go. I got it. This is okay.
What? Okay.
No, is a
Stunning.
Zabrak. He's a
That's so
but
stunning.
he's a Zabrak with the horns on it. So it's really, I thought
Yes,
it was quite clever and stunning. Yeah.
very.
So, all right, that's where Steve is. So good to see you tonight, Steve. Yeah, drive carefully out there.
Mm, yes,
Um,
please,
okay.
because it's coming and going.
So basically,
I
what
think
we have.
we're good
Go.
for the
I mean, go
stream.
ahead. Go ahead, Daisy. You're
No, I
good.
was gonna say we're good for the stream, and we've already. If my internet goes out, then I'll be gone. And but that's how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Mrs. is on call and Lisa's on deck too. Emergency bullpen
Cool.
calls. So hey,
Put
nothing
me
like
in,
being on
coach. I'm
spot.
ready.
I know. Well, you know what was interesting, and it's basically it was those quick, the very short synopsis I have. We on IMDb as a 1935, Indiana Jones is tasked by Indian villagers with reclaiming a rock stolen from them by a secret cult beneath the catacombs of an ancient palace. That's that's the reaction I was waiting for. No.
Oh, oh yeah, for the Darth Maul
Oh,
comment.
oh, oh my gosh. Oh, you guys are too great out there. Thanks for being here. So we don't really have to read a lot of the professional stuff and write-ups. What we have here was an interesting movie where it goes back in time before the Raiders, because this is 1935. It's
Yeah.
before the Raiders of the Lost Ark, which was very very interesting concept, and I did not really put two and two together really with it till last night watching it again. Um, you're
Yes.
we start with a different type of movie. We don't have the normal bad guys that everybody can't say the name of for whatever
No.
reason. Uh,
Mm-mm.
and that have always been symbolic of the first and third movies of the greatest enemies out there. But this one was a lot different with it, including even the way it started out. You know,
Yeah, and I will say
the
just before we start,
yes,
when we went to see this in the movie theater, it was a different time. There was no internet and all this other stuff. So we did not realize it was a prequel because that wasn't usually a thing either, doing a prequel.
mm-hmm,
So obviously, much later, I got the memo. But at the time, we're sitting there watching this movie going, what? Wait, uh, where's Marion? Why does this not make any sense? They, I don't know. And I don't consider myself a, you know, totally crazy individual. I mean, I'm kind of smart. I just didn't get the memo. So it
mm-hmm,
was very odd watching the movie the first time. Like, what is happening?
yeah. See, this is a movie I did not see in the theaters. This is another one that I saw
Okay.
later at home in the on cable or something like that. So
Well, that's because you're
it was
younger
different.
than me, young man.
Yes, not by much, not by much.
By enough, though. I mean, when?
Age
I'm
is
sorry.
age
When
is
did
only
this?
a number.
This is true. When did this come out again? I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of
Uh,
me.
84,
84. Oh,
84,
yeah. Okay, so
1984.
I was married. I
Oh, it
mean,
was a
I'm old.
junior high school. So hey,
See, the age difference at that time
yeah,
is more noticeable. Now it
yeah,
doesn't matter, but
right.
back then you were, then I was already married, and
Well,
yeah.
I like to have fun with the missus when I tell her about that. She's really like, Uh,
Yep.
oh, yes, Jess did it. Right here. And then this fedora and the
Yes.
banana and the stone.
That's Mrs. Yeah, the
Exactly. The
stone is
miss
on
did
there
the
too.
work. Yes. I think she said, "Don't
Both are
forget."
background, and if you look up in the upper right-hand corner
Hmm.
at Dadman's little icon up there, which is really, really cute.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. 1984. I was 14 and in high school. It was awesome.
See, I said
Oh, to go
young
back.
man.
I know. But so you saw this in the theater, correct?
Yes, with my
Okay.
husband.
Yeah, I see. I don't remember when I first saw it. Honestly, I never saw Raiders in the theater till 2020.
Yes, because they started replaying the older
Right,
movies, which
right.
was so cool.
Yeah,
Side
it
note,
truly
yeah, that was
was.
really cool. Yeah. The other thing is you tended to have the whole theater to yourself,
I love that
and
too.
you could go up to the concession stand and there was no line, and yeah, it was awesome.
Snorter Poopa said, "I knew I'm weird. I knew it was set before Raiders, but of course Ford looked a bit older, although not ancient like he does now."
I have not seen the recent one. I want to hold on to my very pleasant memories.
Exactly. I say like
So,
Jess is 84. I wasn't alive yet.
oh,
And Stunning says 84 was the birth year of the Transformers.
yes,
So,
Transformers,
and yes,
more than
definitely take
meets
credit
the
for
eye.
that, Mrs. That was a great touch that you added up
Yes,
there.
this is all
Exactly.
Mrs. Work.
So, so your experience was different than mine. I'll say what I thought. Watching it last night brought it back because I have not watched it in quite a long time because I really had reasons for that, but I don't want to spoil that yet. But what
Mhm.
did you think when you saw it the first time with that opening scene?
This was okay. On the good side, I will say that for the setting that it's supposed to be, 1935, it did the restaurant and the production number did look very era specific, except possibly for her dress. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think a sequin dress could have been done at that time. Um, but it was very bizarre. We were there to see an Indiana Jones movie, and here's this woman vixen like singing on stage, and what's happening?
Yep.
What movie did we just walk into? And then
Okay.
I didn't realize like she was going to be the female star. As I said, I we just went to it because we really liked the first one. And Harrison Ford, we liked him as an actor. So it was I didn't I'm going, okay, we're spending an awful lot of time on this lady who's singing. Why or what? Yeah. My
Yep.
husband and I were both rather confused.
Okay. All right. So, um, by the way, who would you consider? See, I'm adding a poll right now. Uh,
Mm.
yeah.
The person we liked the least or the person we liked the
Who who
most?
had the who had the most annoying screams in Temple of Doom?
Oh God, I already know. Can't think of a. I, I'm zipping my lip.
All right. So I'm giving you three options, unless you can help me with a fourth: Willie, Short Round, or Andy, because they all spent a lot of the movie screaming. So I can't think of a four options. So we'll go with that's three. So hey, who was the most annoying when they were screaming in this movie?
Oh, that was never so easy a poll in my whole life.
I know, but hey. Well, see, Snorter Poopa said he didn't bother with the latest one. I think a lot of people agree with that. Crystal Skull was bad enough. We're debating whether we're going to talk about Crystal Skull, aren't we, Daisy?
Yeah, but that's still a
Yeah,
possibility.
yeah. But I
I,
think
I
in
will
no
tell
realm.
you after
Yes.
having re-seen this one
Mm-hmm.
that I personally dislike this one more than the Crystal Skull.
Oh
But
wow.
that may be because I kind of like it. I didn't think the aliens belonged in Indiana Jones,
Mm-hmm.
but the whole alien thing was, yeah, kind of like aliens. I didn't like this one.
I know you didn't. I try. I went back to say it. So, but like Stunning said, he dug the Shanghai Mafia stuff, and that's
Yes,
cool. And
that
that's
was cool.
yeah. But see,
And
to
I thought
me,
it was cool that they were speaking in Chinese because they said something insulting because they assumed dumb American wouldn't understand, and he
Mhm.
shot something back at them in
Yeah.
probably Mandarin, and
Right.
they were like, "Oh,
Oh, you
okay.
speak our language.
Oh, well,
Yes.
moving on."
Yes. I know. It's really
Mhm.
oh god. Willie, that's because she's the
Mm.
Mrs. Future Spielberg at the time. Exactly.
Oh,
Studying
was
said
she?
she'll
Oh my
yes,
god, I hope she didn't
yes.
have that obnoxious voice when she was I could not be married to
It
that.
was right about that
Oh,
time. Either that was shortly before they married, or I think it was
okay.
shortly before they married. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Stunning said she'll left her on the plane.
Oh, boy. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Stunning, is that a real quote from Family Guy there? So it's like,
Oh.
yes.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
okay.
But
Would they
Master
did they
says,
get
like,
away with that? Wasn't Family Guy on TV?
yeah, it's a
Okay.
Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, so they do a lot of
They
stuff
might have
there.
gotten away with it, yeah.
Yeah. And he said the Crystal Skull was confusing, stupid, and boring, but not harmful. The current one is pure death row. Yep.
Yeah, that's
And,
why I didn't go see it. I wanna keep
yeah.
my memories as they are, thank you.
So he said, yeah, that was on a Family Guy episode. Believe it or not, wow, that's
Wow.
something. Well, okay. Some of the comments earlier I want to get back to at some point a little bit later, but we'll go ahead
Okay.
and go through. And yeah, folks, some talk about what's your place with Temple of Doom in the whole indie series, but the well, before I move on, Snort Poopas came in right there. Russians are boring villains. The
Mhm.
Nazis are much more fun. Terrible waste of Kate Blanchett. I've heard that though. Yeah. And they did a bit of
Yeah,
Temple of Doom. Hmm.
I I actually said that to Dadman earlier today, that the the Russians well, while I was growing up, the Soviet Union was terrifying, but that's a boomer thing,
Hmm.
and the other guys from World War II, they just they don't even have to say anything. They just show up with their uniforms and stuff, and you're like, "Yep, bad guys." It's not
Hmm.
quite as visceral when it's the Soviet Union or the Russians. It's just not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't pack the same punch.
No, I know. I tell you what, the Russians, the good old Soviet national anthem, Hunt for Red October. You know,
Oh god, I loved the Soviet national anthem. And
I
if you watched
okay, hold on, wait, stop. To the benevolent overlords that are listening to this, no, in no way we're promoting anything else about anything else against anything the USA. Yay, America! We love America. Yay. Sorry,
yep,
that's my
go
little mocking.
America.
Yeah, go
Oh,
America.
we can outdo
America.
it. USA. USA.
USA. Oh my
But in
gosh.
the Olympics, I
Yeah.
just from a perspective of being very much into music, and I didn't know the words. I don't speak Russian. But
No,
when you'd watch the Olympics and one of their team would win, they do a 2-minute version of your national anthem without the words.
oh, really?
And
Yeah.
it's just it just was a cool musical song. And yes, in The Hunt for Red October,
No.
when the
Well,
guy
speaking.
goes, "I think I heard singing."
Yes. Well, speaking of music and stuff, I will say one of the advantages of this movie is a typical Spielberg, John Williams conducted
Mhm.
scoring.
Mhm.
The music was excellent. I mean, we have the classic indie theme going, but one thing I paid more attention to watching this. Now, it's probably been 20 something years since I saw this movie before, and I will
Mhm.
say um, um, that I do think age maturity can go into something and can change your
Mhm.
perspective the way you look on things. Because,
True.
I mean, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I would never watch Princess Bride. I would not watch stuff because I considered it sissy, this, that, or whatever. But, when you get older, you have kids, you're married, you sort of, okay, well, let me do it. And then you find out things are not as bad as you were at one stage. So you're a little more open to things and themes and stuff. But I, I'm this movie when I watched it again though, I got pissed off at the very beginning of it. I don't want to see a damn Busby Berkey movie when I'm watching something adventuresome and archaeological. that dance number at the beginning coming out was just like I feel like
And
it was
it went on and
yes,
on and
it
on.
was
I
like an
mean,
advertisement for the future Mrs. Spielberg. It's
it
like,
was a whole I'm like, way too long. This is taking way too long.
and I think I would have liked where Stunning said about the China gangster stuff. I
Mhm.
think that I might have gotten more into that had it gotten right into that. You know, take Raiders. It was that tenseness at the beginning, going through the jungles.
Mhm.
Or even the Last Crusade. You know,
Yeah.
you had the way they're started. This one was just like, "Hi guys." It's like the intro to Family Guy. Hey, let's do a musical number, and that's like it was so
Yeah.
Indiana like it set me back. And I'll tell you, the other night when I started watching it, I was like, I'm ready to turn it off right there in the first scene. I might have messaged you about that because it was like,
Yes.
how are we going to do? But um, I just didn't like the way they came out with that glamour and glitzy. Maybe introduce. And here's the thing: is it was all about her, like they were
Yes.
showcasing her and her performance, the actress, not Indiana Jones. Didn't even appear first in his own movie. I guess that could have been
No, it didn't.
a prediction of future things to come. When he's not even. Anyway, I'll stop on the later movies, uh, but you know what I mean. I did not know that Stunning, but I did see that name that I tweeted about that the name that will never go away. So
Oh,
you
wow,
know,
I missed that. I didn't know that.
yeah, I think that a lot of times they'll put it. I know M Night Shyamalan Ding Dong will do that too, and a lot of uh,
Yeah, he's in everything he
producer will
does.
do that. So, but honestly, that's honestly my when I coming out of the gate, I did not like that movie for that. To me, it took it off Indy, put it on her. Now, granted, as you see the movie go, you understand why she's a central character, but you still kind of it's like give me Indy. I came to see Indy, not some actress. So, and hell to J.T. Kirk.
Hello, Captain.
Not in this one, J.T. Kirk. Not in this one. That was the next movie where we have nuclear proof refrigerators. So, but basically, I kind of wanted more the like the first and third with in the jungle type of indie type. Well, the first with the in the jungle. The second was when he was getting the guys with that cross and trying to outsmart the bad guys and stuff. I kind of wanted more
Mhm.
of that, but I think this one could have been a little bit better had they done less of her and less of singing, or start with Indy and the gangsters together, then have her
Yeah,
in
or
the background.
intersperse, like they have some talking or something, and they get interrupted, and you show she's still singing, or she's in the background, or
Yeah.
there was way better ways than to spend the entire however long she's on just her.
Mm-hmm. In the right scenes, because I'll tell you
Yeah.
later in the movie, I'll go ahead and say it now because we'll probably get to it. It's one of the triggers for the poll question night was when they go later and the elephant throws her off into the water, she gets soaking wet, right? So they
Mhm.
start camping at night and she's trying to dry off her clothes. So then she puts something up there. There's a snake. Ah! Then she runs to
Yeah.
the side. There's a baboon in the ground. Ah! And then there's a something else. Ah! It's like screaming from one side of the camp to the other. And it was just like, yeah, you had other times to feature her. To me, coming right out of the gate was a mistake not to feature Indy like you did in
Mhm.
the other movies. So,
Well,
but
they did correct that for the later movies. I
yeah,
mean, I don't know
oh
about the
yeah,
last one, but the next two they corrected it.
yeah, and that's always good. So we go to Indiana Jones to see Indiana Jones. Well, until this fifth movie, and then all hell broke loose. So, but hey, you know, I figured the action, the fight scenes in the club were cool. Where you had the big symbol thing that was used as a shield and jump out the window. But I had to feel sad though for the poor guy, Indy's friend though that got killed. You know, they
Mhm.
just trying to help Indy out and all that and stuff, and it was just really really a tragic scene. I emoted for him. And hello to Miss Martin Muses. Good evening. How are you
Hello.
tonight?
Good evening.
Yes.
Greetings.
Yes, exactly. Glad to have all y'all here with us. We got 14 people with us. Make sure you follow us on the Twitch side and hit that like and subscribe on this side. So, but in that scene, they had me. It was kind of like the double cross. There, they thought that they had Andy. Andy like knew one, like you said, he knew the language, so he could catch them talking. Then he played the game with the payment, and they were trying to double cross him on the payment,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I will say one thing that really ticked me off of that scene though was that led to the guy getting killed was that Indy. You never drink at a drink in a bar unless you know for sure you've opened the bottle.
Yeah.
Why would you drink anything over from a gangster's? I I don't know.
The
That
only
just
thing looking back, now that I know it's a prequel, is that theoretically Indy was younger and maybe hadn't dealt with as many
true.
bad guys. I don't know, but I certainly wouldn't have allowed for that. I'd have said, no, thank you.
I know.
Even if it insults you. I just, might not be in the alcohol, could be in the glass. I've seen enough James Bond movies and stuff like that. Yeah, nope. Just
Yeah, you don't you never drink a drink that you've not opened yourself. So, because we have a couple of scenes in here. Like here's one here too. This looks like a scene where they're
oh yeah,
that look.
he's already
Yeah,
been like he's been drugged already, and they have the little green vial with the antidote in it.
yeah, exactly. That was kind of neat the way they did that with the vial and the diamond getting all knocked around the floor, chased around. Then when
Yeah.
the ice drops on the floor, and then you've got
She
both
was
of them.
after the diamond. She could care less about Indy.
Exactly. Well, she didn't know who Indy was at this point, but yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know. He's a fellow human being.
well, but she's too wrapped up in all her diamonds and stuff.
I
And singing
know.
that song, the whole first act was about her, not
Mm-mm,
Indiana Jones. So
mm-mm.
Uh, but yeah, it was it was a cool classic fight scene. Jump out the window, and then I thought the chase in the town was pretty cool. But I felt for
Mm-hmm.
the poor the I don't remember what the carts the guy poor little runner guy pulling the sailor and the chick in the cart.
Oh yeah.
He's like running the best he can, and Short Round has to just okay, you asked for it, and like picks them, and they're popped up in the air.
Yep. Yep.
And then that leads us to the airport scene where he gets away, and which
Mm-hmm.
I thought was kind
See,
of a
yeah,
scene. If you want
it
to talk
was
about that,
clever when
mm-hmm.
he at the end of that is very clever. When he gets to the airplane and he thinks again, I've got you. We're getting on a plane. We're going to get away. And then he closes the door of the plane, and the ID is the other guy,
Yeah,
his
it's
company's ID. And you're
Lao
going, oh, the
Che. Yeah,
rickshaw. Yeah, rickshaw.
yes,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Snorter Poopus. Yeah, yeah, it was
Yeah.
just the Lao Che was there, but who, and I never realized it till I heard it the other night. There's another famous actor that played a bit piece in that scene right there.
Oh, okay.
Comedian. You remember when they pull up and it's Dr. Jones, and I get you 3 seats, but the bad news with livestock. Do you know who that was? Dan
No.
Aykroyd.
Really?
Yep.
I guess I wasn't entirely. I apologize, Mr.
No.
Accurate.
Well,
I
I
didn't.
happened to see something about it in the credits after or what, but yeah, it just was really interesting because I'd seen something where he had been in the Indiana Jones series. I'm sitting there like, where, how, what, like trying to figure it out. But yeah, he appeared in that particular scene there. So,
Mm-hmm.
all the movies with cameos. So, it's crazy. Um, but and then then we see, like you say, your heroes get away. Now we know he doesn't know. They're all in the flight, flying, and then like Stunning says here, holy smoke, crash landing. You know, when you see the pilots going to bail out of the plane,
I know that kind of whoops.
they're walking
Sorry.
over them. And folks, feel free to share some of your favorite scenes in here. I'm starring some stuff that we'll come back to a little bit later when we get through all the movie. But if you think of things, put it there, and I'll try to start some things to come back to. We already have a few things that we're going to work back to, but yeah, I like the first guy was kind of like hey, you idiots, he was more confident. The second guy was like looked like he was nervous as anything, trying to not wake people up. He looked
Not
like
wake
he
people
was
up, and they had those huge backpacks for
the parachutes.
the parachutes, and so
Yeah,
they're like trying to be very careful with this huge parachute backpack on. It was funny.
yeah. It
Yeah,
it.
they were trying not to wake them up,
Oh, I
which is a
know.
good strategy.
Yeah, it truly was. But yeah, the I was just trying to look for another shot in here to see if I could find one of these pictures with it that scene, but I don't know that there's a lot for the plane series. But yeah, it was really fun to watch, and you kept waiting. How can you not wake up? How can you not hear this going on? It's
I
like,
don't
well,
know.
you're in a plane. There's cargo. You could kind of wonder. I mean, if you ever have been in probably those type of old planes, you might think differently. So let's see. Here's one like we talk about the crash landing. Hey, but yeah, it's they come down, they land, use a flotation device, a big rubber raft as a parachute. I'm like that's
Oh,
awesome.
so have you ever seen what are they called? Mythbusters.
Hmm.
It's a program where they do other things too, but they'll do scenes out of movies and try to recreate them. So they had a crash test dummy, and they threw the crash test dummy in this kind of flotation device out a window to see what would happen in the side of a mountain. It did not end well for the crash test dummy.
No, I figured it wouldn't. That is Hollywood. Hey.
It most definitely did not end well.
Oh my gosh, I tell you,
It
like,
looked silly when you were watching it in the movie. I was sitting there going, "Yeah, no."
no.
I mean, I guess you'd try anything if you're about to crash, but yeah, no.
Oh my goodness! And so it was an all terrain rubber wrap because it not only bounced and landed on the mountain, also was waterproof. So hey, oh yes, the
Oh,
missus said
we
that
all
poor
know
crash test dummy.
how soft snow is.
Exactly, snort. Do not try this at home.
Do
Oh,
not.
do not. So then basically we see them escape in a really crazy way only Hollywood could come up with, and then they move, and then they you know end up sliding down the mountain, sliding down the hill, and then it was funny to see they ended up in the river then too.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
they fortunately it was a rapids river, so they didn't have to deal with gators, crocodiles, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
then
not yet. That's later.
yeah, exactly. So um, and then they come up to the let's see, to the village. They just go slowly floating down, and they run into. I'm trying to get the right picture with this guy. The better picture of the guy. The let's see. We'll go here with this one then. They're going down the river, and they run into. I'm not.
Whitewater
I had a picture.
Rapids.
Yeah, the white water rapids, and then they come into the one. I don't know if it's shaman or what,
Mhm.
how you call him at the point for the village. And no, not that village. If Hungry Boys around, not that village. This is a different village. Definitely a much better village, I would say.
Well, not in the beginning, it's not, because it's missing part of its
Yeah.
population, which is becomes part of the movie.
Hmm.
But at the
Yeah.
end, it's a better village.
Well, still, anything's a better village than that movie from M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, I will say, always a better movie. But yeah, it's. I was trying to find the picture here with the villager, but they ended up getting down to the village. They then that's where we find out, he he goes and meets the villagers. They bring him back, and then what they do first thing is they meet the two elders, and then they offer him a meal. And
Oh
yeah,
God, yes.
and hello, your old toys. Good to see you tonight. Hey, welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
Snort Snort Poopa said, "I have had some experience with snow. It's not soft. No, it's
Eh,
not. As
no, it
you
isn't.
watch." No, watch one of the ones where I asked the missus to pelt me with snowballs. Yes, I found that out for
Mhm.
sure. So, but but it was interesting to see um, that would be an interesting that would have to improve the village, but they in this one they had the meal with them, and which is I would seem very customary, very you see this
Mhm.
they're trying to get back. The villagers are offering them a really interesting point of view. Andy blends into the culture, and whatever it was, something I would not eat. But then again,
Mhm.
Willie's like, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. He's kind of like,
Mhm.
you better eat it. You're insulting them, and yeah,
Mhm.
it was a really interesting dynamic there, though, because you could at least I could just sense Andy wanted to go, but he wanted to do it politely. Willie just
Mhm.
wanted to get gone, and and then in that look, it, it's kind of like the missus has looked at me once before, saying, "Darling, eat that.
Mhm.
Just smile and eat it.
Shush.
Just
Yeah.
do it." And it's like so because she did not want to eat that food at all. What did you think about her with that scene? I mean, because I think she actually kind of grew during the movie. I know we made a lot jokes about her screaming though, but
Yeah, she never stopped screaming, and it was
no.
very irritating. I don't know whether they were trying to mimic how women would have acted in a movie in the 30s and 40s because, women were depicted differently, but it was annoying. And yeah, I thought, here's these people, you've walked through their village. They don't have a lot. I mean, that's quite obvious. And they are offering you their food, you know, and
Hmm.
to snub it when some of them might not even have enough food is the height of rudeness. And to be so self centered, even when Indiana is going, eat it, you're being rude. And she's like, I don't care, basically.
Hmm.
I'm too good for this. And all I need to do is get back to my agent and get me booked for another show. And I'm sorry. She was not
No,
my favorite character.
no. Did she ever get better in the
She,
movie for
I
you?
guess she grew some, yes, towards the end. She she wasn't quite as self-centered. I mean, when you're that self-centered, there's not a whole lot of places to go except up.
Yeah,
So yeah, she did.
yeah. Well, like, because see, and then you know they're trying to go to Delhi, but they were told you need to go by this because the elders explained to them, "Oh hell, Joseph Dredd, good to see you tonight."
Hello
See,
and
hey,
welcome.
welcome. We got 18 people here with us tonight, Daisy. That's awesome. Thank
Ah,
you.
please vote
But
in our poll.
yeah, vote in our poll on the YouTube side. Hey, folks, follow us on the Twitch side. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube side. We're trying to get to 450 soon, but hey, we got 18 of you wonderful people here with us tonight. Glad to see you. We're just talking about this. If you're late coming in, feel free to share some of your favorite memories, scenes from this movie. I'll try to put uh, some stars down so we can come back after we go through, you know, um, yeah, you are not rude if you snub offers a C-Tone pizza. I agree with our friend Marty with a C. Yes, yes. Your old toy said you couldn't have 5 minutes without Willie screaming. Exactly.
Tell me about it.
Oh, look at him. Oh gosh. Stunning. Elephant put her in her place.
Mhm.
And
Very
this here.
intelligent. Very intelligent creatures.
And talk about a wet willy. Exactly. Good one, Stunning.
Very good. Very
Because
good.
this was like the lowest moment I think for her when she's stuck in there. Well, she couldn't even get on the elephant right. She's riding the
No.
elephant backwards to begin with,
Well,
and
I have ridden on an elephant. It is not the easiest thing to get on it, but it's not as ridiculous as she was making it out to be.
uh, well, well, see, what I thought was interesting was when Indiana, you could tell Indy didn't want to do this, but there was
Mhm.
something that good in him that says, okay, we need to do this, and that
Mhm.
it clicked with him. And short rounds like, hey boss, I'm with it. And Stunning, I've got your comment about Indy and short round to come back to later. Um, very good point. But you could see that ball, that sense of goodness in him go off, and she's like screaming the whole time, not wanting to do it. You knew he
Mhm.
didn't really want to do it, but he felt like he needed to. So they do make that route. They do make that run over there. Um,
Mhm.
um, and yeah, it's no, I think, well, that's true, Joseph Dredd. That uh, very possibly one of the two of them could be because, oh wait, are the bugs?
The bugs.
The
That's
bugs
what
that
I
all
was
got on
thinking
her.
was the
Yeah,
bugs.
yeah, because they're crawling in
But
her
but
hair,
this
on her
one's good
back.
too, though.
Yeah,
The screaming with the skeleton was, yeah, she had several
yeah,
moments.
yeah. It was just like,
Hey,
hey,
listen, girl, it's not all about, putting on your makeup and making sure you didn't crack a nail and all that. There's a whole world out there of other stuff.
I mean, how many daggum times does she talk about cracking a nail? It's like, gosh, would she have any fingers left to begin with all the
Well, she
time
had
she
pretty
complained
long
about cracking?
nails. You could crack them more than once.
Well, I wouldn't know that about that because, hey, we got a new sub tonight, somebody. I'm not sure
Oh,
who,
thank
but thank you
you.
for whoever subbed tonight. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you and
You know,
welcome.
yes, we only got three more to get to that, and we still have 18 of y'all with us. So, like I said,
We
please feel free to share your memories and stuff.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
this just if you're new. We do this normally the last Wednesday of each month. This particular show, and then uh, Dadman has all kinds of different things. He's into the sports and movies and playing Fortnite and other games, and yeah, you'll have a great time. So thank
Absolutely.
you and
So
welcome.
it was Joseph Dredd. Thank you, Joseph Dredd. Appreciate it. Hey, yeah, we got a
Thank
bit
you,
of
Mr. Fred.
everything. I need to see.
I like
uh,
your avatar from
Yes,
Judge Dredd. I
I
like it.
am the law. I love that. We actually have
That's
five
a good.
people still over on the Twitch side too. Glad to
Oh,
see people
hello,
on the Twitch
Twitch.
side
I
tonight.
missed
So
you. I'm normally from
exactly.
Twitch.
So,
Nice
and
to
yeah,
see you.
Master says yes, it is a madhouse. We're much more classy and organized tonight because we have such a lovely guest tonight with us. It's
Good
like when the
grief.
missus and Daisy and Lisa are here, it's nice and proper. When it's just a bunch of us dumb guys, it kind of goes crazy. So hey, but hey, let's go to what we talked about. We moved on to the temple. They are to the new palace.
Mhm.
It's doing it again. Oh, okay, this time. So here we see this is a like the um, a
Very
minister here
formally
that was
dressed.
actually, yeah, one of the ministers here. He greeted Indy at the temple and knew of Indiana Jones's reputation. Uh, where Indy and Willie and Short Round go to check it out. To this has got to be one of the iconic scenes of the whole. Uh, oh, yeah, there because the menu here was just exquisite, wouldn't you say, Daisy?
I
And
can't remember.
oh,
Is this
oh
where we get the she wants soup?
yes, the
Okay, yeah.
the suit with the
Oh,
eyeballs.
see,
Yes, like
you need to be careful what you ask for. One must
yes.
be very specific when one does not wish to have certain food. Don't just go, yes, soup, any soup will do. Yeah, eyeballs. No, see, and I'd have had in real
Here we
life,
go.
I'd have had, yeah. See, I'd have had to possibly even do the girl scream at that point because I'd have
I think
just
so.
been, and
Look at
then
look at
passed
Monkey.
out.
Look at Stunning there. We should all come here to sample everything. Oh gosh,
Oh
it's
God, yes, and the monkey brains. Oh God, the dessert frozen monkey brains. The guy goes, "Oh, it's cold or something, or chilled or something," and I'm going, "Oh God, yuck."
well. Look, this is in the first. This folks. Hey, we're plus 18. This is going to be kind of interesting here. This was after they cut the big snake open to get all the other
Oh
little
God,
snakes
yeah,
to here.
that.
So
I don't
um,
think they'd be allowed to show this movie, at least this scene,
that
anymore.
he's eating.
I mean,
Do not do
yeah,
this at home. Do not eat this stuff.
no,
But yeah,
no, no, no,
yeah.
no.
But yeah, this is
All
sample
I
the
could think
Greek
of is like
cuisine.
all of the intestinal bug flus you would catch from all of this
Oh,
meal.
I got it. I got it. And I've not forgotten that Joseph Dredd. That is awesome. Free samples from JT Kirk. Oh,
Lovely.
oh
No,
my
thank
god.
you. I have
Oh
eaten some
man.
weird things, but
Oh, so
eyeballs and
sorry it's
monkey
dark
brains.
and raining there, Masters. So hopefully it gets better soon. What's that, Daisy? Sorry.
What did I just say? Oh, I said I have eaten some very, off weird things that would be considered weird things in my life.
Yeah.
But monkey brains and eyeballs
Yeah.
not on the menu.
Hey, Buddy Hepburn's laying it down tonight. Hey, she saw eye to eye with a soup.
It was watching her.
Yes, that was
Keep your eye on the soup so nobody steals it.
no
Okay, I'll
exactly.
stop now.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to find one image with the monkey brain, and
Oh,
uh,
there's got to be a monkey brain one in
yeah,
there.
there is, there is. I saw it earlier. So
Would imagine. Well, eyeballs wouldn't taste like chicken, and I don't think the monkey brains would either. But the snake probably would.
oh, here we go. Here we go. I got the great scene. You know
Oh
the
God,
guy
I'm
sitting
ready.
across. One of my favorite characters, and this could have been a poll question, but I wouldn't have known the characters. But you remember there was so much comic relief at times. You remember
Hmm.
the dinner table, the guy across from her, like, "You're not going to eat? What's wrong with
Yeah, I
you?"
know.
It's like, and here we go. This encompasses the monkey brain and the guy gave her a hard
I know,
time.
and it wiggles on the spoon. It's like jiggling like Jello.
Like Jello.
Oh, like Ugh. And now just imagine all of this, people. For those of you
Yeah.
who didn't see it in the theater, imagine the size of a theater screen with this whole scene on it. The
Mm-hmm.
parts of it I didn't just close my eyes and go, "Yeah, I'm done." Let me know when dinner is over.
I know it. I think even I would pass out. You know. I mean,
Yeah, that the
I can't
eyeballs
even
would
eat
have
eggs. I
really.
can't even eat eggs, folks.
I
So
know. See,
it's
and
like,
I'm not a screamer. I tend to do the kind of rather than the screeching. But if those eyeballs had showed up in my soup, I probably would have screeched to high heaven and then passed out before we got to the monkey brains.
oh, I know. I know you're right about
The
that, my
snakes
friend.
would have. I'm not afraid of snakes, but to have a snake cut open like that and have them running or slithering around on the table, that would have been a scoot
But
back really
well,
fast.
that's one that to me it's like, how is that possible? You know, how can you stuff a snake full of live snakes? It just seemed weird to me
Well,
to
the
be what
idea
you
I
would do.
would have, yeah, did they do put him in there and sew it shut? I don't, yeah, but it's a movie, so yeah. No, I did not see it in 3D.
Oh my goodness! And hey,
well,
I
listen,
wonder. Hey, Snorter
Mr.
Poopus, I
Bird.
wonder. If Snorter Poopus is hungry, I wonder if he wants those mushrooms now. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
goodness!
If any of that on the menu you're interested in, you can have mine.
Exactly. We'll give it to you. Snake surprise. Good one, your old toys. Good one there. Yes, we got 19 people with us. Let's get one more in here. Let's get 20. Three more subs,
Ooh,
and we'll get to 450. And folks, thank y'all for
yeah,
being here on a Friday night. This is an awesome time having with you guys. JT Kirk, my wife, always closes her eyes and says, "Yeah, I'm done."
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mhm.
Oh gosh.
I get to a point where it's and I'll close my eyes and, like, lean over towards my husband, and then he'll whisper in my ear, "It's okay, you can look
Yeah,
now."
exactly. I try to do that with the missus sometimes. But it's kind of funny. We have complementary things. There's some things I will not
Yes.
watch that she
Yes.
can. I don't
Yes.
like human suffering, especially
Yeah.
certain
Yeah.
types of people. And
Mhm.
not to say she's callous, but see, then there's other gross things that she won't watch that I can handle. So we kind of uh, balance each
Yeah.
other. Although the missus says I won't put it up, but that survivalists say that ice have a lot of water, so you could actually stay hydrated. So that might be the only time
Well,
she would eat it. So
yeah, there's okay, so if I was in a situation where in order to survive, you had to, eat grubs or bugs or whatever it is you had to do, then yes, you do what you have to do. But
mhm,
just to be presented with such things, because there's a lot of countries where they eat cooked bugs, and
mhm.
as I don't know, I mean, it's just like, okay, no, I don't care that it tastes like popcorn or whatever you're telling me. That's great. You can have mine. No, thank you.
Yep. No, I'm there with you. So
It's
uh,
just creepy to me. I mean, some people, if you grew up with it, it would be fine. I mean, there's people that come from other countries and like try hot dogs and go, no, thank you.
mhm.
And as Americans, that's a huge, like, if you go to the baseball game, you have hot dogs, it's just the way it is. So it's
Yeah.
where you grew up.
Well, we have people that love eel, but this is because you can't get any different in strong northern winters.
Okay, so I like eel in Japanese barbecue sauce because I
Mhm,
like sashimi style. My
mhm.
husband eats the sushi style. So yeah, I have eaten eel. I've eaten sea urchin and I can't think right now. The other things on the menu.
Well, while you're thinking, everybody, we still got 18. Hey, vote in our poll real quick. I'm going to
Oh
close
yes,
it because
please.
I have a new question for everybody coming up.
Yes, yes.
Very, yes,
Winning
exactly.
right now is the Screaming Willie.
Well, we'll go close it in 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and we will end the poll now with 14 votes. Y'all, make sure y'all vote in
Nice.
this poll. We appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button. Follow us on the Twitch side. So we will say Willie wins with 64%, but Indy was second. Wow. More votes for Indy than I thought.
Yeah.
That is very interesting. So,
Well, I will tell you something because we did this poll. Short round did not irritate me,
mm-hmm,
but I work with kids my entire adult life in one capacity or another, and usually preschool and elementary school age kids. So he didn't bother me, but I know that that character did bother a lot of people. They were just like, "Oh my god, I can't stand the kid," and I'm thinking, well, that he didn't bother me,
mm-hmm.
but I thought he would come in second, not Indy.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, are you typing? I'm sorry.
Yes, I
Am I
am.
supposed? I'm
Yep. No,
supposed to be
you're
winging it
doing
here.
good. You're doing good. You're doing
Okay.
good.
So, I
Good.
saw, and I've lost it. Hang on a second. Back on the eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
Stunning said something really cute about that.
Okay.
Wow, it was probably back quite a while. It was something about when
See
I
eye to eye. Oh.
spies on you or
Mm.
something. And he was very clever, Stunning. I'm sorry, it's too far back in the chat for me to find it. But he made a cute funny about the eyeball soup. Yeah, and
There
then
was one
people are
about eye to
chatting
eye.
about eating spiders, and
Yeah.
I
So,
saw
ooh, the
kind of
Beatles.
thing about
The Beatles. Remember the Beatles where they cracked them open and had to suck it up?
I like beetles that sing.
All right. Well, here, listen. Here's the question,
You
Daisy.
get it?
Okay. You ready?
I'm
If
ready.
if you were Willie in the movie here and had to eat one item, which would it be? Monkey brains, eyeball soup, the live slithering snake, or the Beatles? Because the
Mm.
Beatles were like you cracked them open and slurped them like you would oysters.
See, I don't like oysters.
So it was like a
They make me
gross.
ill. They're
So
slimy.
there's the poll, folks.
Um,
Let's
okay,
have
let
fun
me
with
think.
this one.
Wow, that's difficult. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
had to eat one of them.
When he
Uh,
said, I
were the
spy,
Beatles
spies you, Daisy.
Yeah,
That's what
there
he
we go. When I spies you. I liked it. Thank you. Um, were the Beatles cooked? I don't remember. Or were they
I
still
don't.
moving around too?
They were dead, but they were like there was nothing in.
They
There
were
was
raw.
nothing. Yeah. They were disgusting sounding.
Okay.
So
Well, I absolutely could not do the eyeballs. I that
no.
just no, I
Now
that's
the missus says poo pie are delicacy in a lot of countries too. So then of course
Oh
Store Poopa
yeah.
says consider what goes into a hot dog.
Yeah, I know. I
Master
don't eat
said
hot
it's a
I don't eat
humanity.
hot dogs. Yeah.
Ah, oh
I
gosh,
will eat
this
them.
is sad. Screaming Willie sounds like a roller coaster.
Yes, she's what a roller coaster all by herself. And you know what? It wasn't just that it was the screaming. She had that particularly high-pitched female
Yeah.
screaming that just sort of screaming in and of itself at certain tone levels is
Mhm.
tolerable. But she had that really high pitch go straight through your brain like an ice pick. Sorry, that was graphic.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
suffer
okay.
from migraines. That's how I describe
Oh
them.
no, oh no. Star Poopas might like the Beatles then if he likes the oysters. So hey,
Yeah, see, I don't.
no, I don't think. I
I've
think
tried
the fair
oysters.
way to answer the question for Joseph Dredd is no. You have to eat the eyeballs with the soup.
Yeah, to eat the eyeballs. Yeah, that's the whole. See,
Yeah.
I have not voted. 8 people have made decisions.
Wow. All right. Y'all keep
I'm trying
voting.
to decide if I could handle the live snakes, if I
Well,
chopped off a head, or if I could deal with the beetles.
while you're
Because the other
thinking,
2
I'm gonna go ahead. Well,
yeah.
while you're thinking, I'm gonna go ahead and move us along a little bit more because
Oh, yes,
after that
yes.
wonderful scene when she passes out with the monkey brains, then
Mhm.
we get a scene. She's in her bedroom in her nightgown, and Andy knocks on the door, brings in some fruit, and she's just going ravishing over the fruit and like thanking him and all. And we got such a classic exchange between these two. It was actually so fun to watch the two of them back and forth, because they there. I think there was a romantic kiss once there, and then he presumed stuff. She got mad at it. It was a classic
Uh-huh.
back and forth, and he's like, "Well, you're going to have to wait." And it's like it just was the back and forth. It was
The
really a
whole
humorous scene.
misunderstanding thing was funny.
Yeah,
The other
it
thing I'd
really.
like to point out is that is 1970s hair going into the 80s. That feathered back perfection that I could never achieve with my own hair because it's straight.
Yes. Well, but then nothing says like 1935, like 1984 hairdo, right?
Hairstyles, I know, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's funny how you can sit together and start picking things about a movie when with somebody else when you haven't done it before. But see, like Master said, the eyeballs are a must-have. At least if you want to get out alive. Imagine Willie in Star Wars.
Oh God. No, thank you very much.
Ooh, here's what the missus said: just swallow the eyes without chewing them and get it over with. So
Yeah, but I'm afraid that I would be insulting by they wouldn't stay down. They're pretty big eyeballs. It's not like
yeah, they were.
they were pretty. I mean, they were large.
Uh, oh, sort of Poopa said that's probably not her real hair. So, uh,
But yeah, it's probably a wig, so they could get it perfect.
uh,
I have no
but
idea.
this was a great, the scene of comedic relief in here. Before
Mhm.
I think after this it
Yes.
becomes a very handed, very heavy movie. This is probably
Mhm.
one of the last true funny scenes in the movie. Um, so
Yeah, I don't we may come across another one, but yeah, it's which is odd when you think about it. So,
mhm,
the first scene is this musical number that's like, "What the heck is happening?" Then you go into a really cool part with the mafia bit, and the chase scene, and the falling out of an airplane, and you arrive here, and the whole meal is hysterical, and then this. don't understand each other, go in their rooms and shut the door on one another. All of that's rather comic relief. And then you get into the next part eventually, and it's not funny anymore. It's just like these are two disjointed movies.
Yeah. Yeah. And Buddy sent me that link of the Mythbusters thing. I'll have to look at that another time.
Mhm. They've done
Oh,
some things with Jaws,
yeah.
to the blowing up the shark with he gets the air.
Hmm.
You know when you're a diver. I'm sorry, I lose words, guys. Um, that they have the air in it when you're a diver. Well, the shark swallows one of those or gets it stuck in his mouth, and they did a whole thing on whether or not that would actually blow up.
Mm,
So, yeah, the
wow.
Mythbusters are actually quite cool.
Yeah.
I don't think they do anything new now. So,
Yep. I super sauteed Rocky Mountain oysters. No, that was I soup for
no,
sure.
none of the above. I know what those are. What was
Uh,
that? I'm sorry. Side note: they had a TV show where people had to eat things like that. They did physical challenges and then challenges where you would have to be like in a container and they'd fill it full of bugs or something for X number of minutes and yada yada. And several of them were eating things like Rocky Mountain oysters, which is why I know what those are. That whole show was gross.
oh, speaking of gross, Lisa refuses to answer the poll. Yes, you have to answer the poll.
I know, Lisa, I haven't done it either yet. I'm chit chatting to get out of doing it.
It's fear
Fear
factor. Fear
factor.
factor. The joke.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. Yes, fear factor. That was just
Oh
well, watching it was
gosh.
difficult. Never mind trying to be on the show.
Come on, Lisa. Just.
I did it. Lisa, I did it. I just did it really fast.
But and I can't vote because they won't let me vote in my own polls. So I would
Ah.
otherwise. So I think if I had to pick one of them, though, honestly, if I picked, and actually we got a three-way tie with monkey brains, eyeball soup, and beetles. I might eat the chilled monkey brains.
Oh, not me. I went with the beetle because you could swallow it quickly, like your wife said. The eyeball, I don't think I could swallow, but
Yeah,
the beetle was smaller, and I think you could just pass your tongue and go
it was
straight
more
to
of
the
a
back of your
liquid.
mouth and swallow it.
Yeah,
It was still
yeah,
gross, though.
yeah. When did this turn into bizarre foods with Andrew's in it?
I know, Andrew. We always talk foods, not usually this kind of food,
Yeah.
but
Oh gosh, I don't know if it was nice. I think it was Wednesday night. I was multitasking JT, but yeah, hey, it's always fun multitasking. So,
see, we
oh god,
only have 10 votes in this one. I'm thinking people are like, yeah, none of the above.
oh come on. If you and listen, if you're watching on Twitch and you're not on the YouTube side, uh, put it
Put
in
it
the
in the
chat.
comments.
Put it in the
Yeah.
comments from the Twitch side, and we'll count your vote in there.
So,
Okay.
so that's the choices you have are monkey brains, the eyeball soup, the live slithering snake, or the
Mm-hmm.
beetles.
Yep. So with this scene, like I said, there's a little bit of romance. You had the comic tension and all this stuff between the two of them, and then
Mhm.
he gets jumped, and she's like, "That could have been the best adventure ever, Indiana Jones."
And she's
And
yelling at the
and then,
door.
and he's like getting strangled there, and finally the guy gets hung on the fan, and then he and Short Round get trapped, and they go down a walkway, and then it getting trapped, about to die, and then she's like, "What?" And she's like, "They're like, hurry! They're gonna be two dead people in here if you don't get here." Then they're like, uh, "Put your hand in there." She's like, "What?" Because
Well, the
she's like,
first
"I don't
thing
know
is
what it is." Because you hear the floor crunching, everything
the floor
else.
crunching.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then she's like finally realized when she strikes the match, she's got stuff crawling on her and her hair, and then
Ugh.
just had to put her hand in there to find the lever.
Well, and there's two. So she looks in the first one, and there's no bugs in that one. And then the one with the lever that she has to pull, that one is full of bugs.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's so not fair.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Fortune cookies. Yes, when they're stepping on the bugs, one of them says it sounds like fortune cookies. You're right, stunning.
Yeah, exactly. And I tell you, JT Kirk, I didn't think of it from that angle, but yeah, I just suspended belief. I took all science and potentials out of it. Is because I know a lot of primates have a lot of diseases and things.
Yeah.
So but still, it seemed cool, like a
Well,
cooler
yeah, I'm
dessert to have
taking
than all
away
the
the
rest
fact
of
that
it.
you might get salmonella and from the snakes
Hell,
and
the
all kinds of
shooter
other
shooter 8323 is here tonight. That's no cookie. Good to see you, shooter.
things.
Good to see
That
you,
is
shooter.
correct. It was definitely not cookies. And welcome.
So welcome. So we got the scene, they cross, she's screaming because of the bugs and all that stuff. And then they open, saves them, opens up. Of course, she goes in there and she butt bumps the wall and it starts coming down again. So then they have to run out the other side. It's the only way. Hey, Sort of Poopa says humans taste like pork. Just saying. All right. And hey, Buddy saying Mythbusters Marathon is Sci-Fi Channel tomorrow starting at 3. Huh? The 3 Monday.
Oh,
That's interesting.
nice.
It's interesting.
Thank
Um,
you.
exactly. So, it's kind of funny. It's like they end up getting, now they're on the adventure, the winding part to the,
Oh, well, wait,
really the
wait. When the
movie.
when the door's coming down, he has to reach in and save the hat.
He does that in most movies, it seems
Yes, he
like.
does.
Save that. It's one of those
Yep.
iconic Indiana scenes. Is there anything that we've skipped to this point that you really wanted to draw out, or that you've had
Nope.
if you made a
Nope.
note?
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
So then, folks, they come up to the scene in the underground here where they, they're looking and, there's the quote sacrifice
Mhm.
worship scene in here. Very intense scene here. This was like really, uh, you know what? Stunning that, yeah, you would think Disneyland should do that and they could charge a lot of money for it. Have like a retro Indiana Jones restaurant. I think that's a good idea, But you see,
Yeah, I don't know. Might be a little too. They don't tend to do
well, you can use
really
Jello and
gross.
slime
No,
and
oh, no, no, no. I mean, obviously, they wouldn't use the real
yeah,
things, but they tend to not quite go. Disney is kind of a princessy kind of deal rather
mhm,
than, boys and bugs. And
yeah,
so I don't really think they would, but that would be a cool thing to do.
yeah. Now we're getting here to this sacrifice scene, probably where I think a lot of the controversy comes in and things like that. Because this is the stuff that when I watched it before, I just didn't get into all this stuff. I liked my normal bad guys, and this I didn't get it with the Stones and this, that, and the other, all this other stuff. But to see this here, like Steve said, the only thing he didn't like was they didn't drop Willie into the lava pit. And this is, see, we can see the Indy and Willie and Short Round are up top here. So this is the first sacrifice, which was really graphic with the grabbing the
uh,
heart, pulling it out,
yeah. And it was
and
still beating. Yeah, that was just,
as he and it burns as he's still alive going into the fire, and then it burns. So
yeah. And I was just, what movie am I now watching?
exactly. Well, the missus
This
had
is
pointed
not
this.
what I signed up for.
Well, the missus had actually pointed this out to me too. Is that Stunning's point here is the birth of the PG-13 rating.
Hmm.
I mean, because at that point you only had like PG and R, and
Correct.
it's like, hey, you needed something in that middle ground. This may not have been R level, but it definitely wasn't PG rating. You know,
No, you brought young kids to see that, the ones you PG, i- i- and this is what they watch, like sacrificing people and ripping their hearts out. No, yuck.
mm-hmm,
I would
exactly.
not
It
have been a
really
happy parent.
take your kids to watch Happy Feet. Jeez, that was a
Mm.
piece of crap. Yeah. Well, oh yeah, the Happy Feet. The first damn song out of the go was Prince's song Kiss. I'm like, since when does anybody in the right mind ever have a song by Prince for a kids movie? Anyway,
I know.
that's
Yeah.
I was like, but as a father sitting there with young kids, Like I'm like I know the words to this song, and it just was crazy. But hey, so and Temple of the Forbidden Eye has similar design feet inside. Epcot has all those country restaurants. They're kind of cool. Well, the missus and I
Yeah.
don't eat at all the restaurants. We it's a lot of people drink alcohol. We since we don't drink,
Yeah.
we actually do desserts around the world.
Yes. We did that as well. Now we did actually eat at the Moroccan restaurant,
Mm.
and it was amazing. Mediterranean food. It was so good.
Oh my.
But yeah, we did see a lot of people that were sloshed beyond belief.
Mm-hmm.
I did the England pavilion obviously had beers, and
Yes.
and so then I went into the bar and asked them for a half pint instead of a full pint, and they don't normally do that,
Mm-hmm.
but they took pity on the little old lady in the wheelchair, and they went and got me a water glass
Oh wow.
and put the beer in the water glass for me because that was the smaller size.
Oh
So,
wow.
but
Uh,
there were a lot of people wandering around that had definitely had a
mhm,
drink in every single one of the countries.
exactly. A lot of people do. We do the desserts, so especially in the Florida heat,
Yes.
you know. But
Yes.
Buddy impresses me with his knowledge for his age. But he said Temple Doom and Gremlins were the one-two punch for the PG-13 rating. So
Yeah,
um,
Gremlins was
now,
definitely not a PG movie either.
yeah, now Prince and the Bad Dance for '89. That's fine. That was an adult movie. I just did not like taking my kids into seeing Happy Feet with the penguin mating ritual with that song. This was like anyway. So, but I will not read. I will not show what JT Kirk and Shooter and Masters have actually engaged into because they
Oh,
mentioned the name. They mentioned the name that will not be named. You know,
then we
like
don't
the
name that
village.
name.
See, I wish Hungry Boy was here because I'd be. You know, in the village there was the those who shall not be named. Are the those who we don't talk of? Well, there's one person we do not talk of here, if I can help it. But JT said, rumor has it the heart removal ritual was performed on somebody, but managed to survive the procedure. Shooter said they wanted to rip out the person's heart, but no one was willing to touch the chest. And Master said, I heard that the person was a demon they adored in the scene. So go figure. Oh my gosh.
And then JT
Oh,
Kirk says I didn't mention Darth Maul. We can
no,
say
you
that name.
didn't.
That's not the one we can't say.
I'm just talking to Leatherface. Voldemort. But, uh,
Yeah, I can't say that name either.
oh my
What's
god.
the one? Oh, you say 3 times in the mirror and it shows up.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, and then there's I think it's Candyman or something. A scary
Oh,
movie does it
Candyman.
too.
Oh, I think there's a Candy. Yeah, I'm
I
not.
don't watch those kind of movies, but I think
Yeah,
that's one of the ones
Candyman.
that
Buddy
does
said
that.
Candyman. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. You're right with that. Well, this, like I said, watching it the other night was more intense than I remembered it being. Um,
Wow, I
but
remembered this is why I
yeah,
really didn't like this movie.
was
And the whole just not even just the visuals, but the whole idea of being in a like in a cage and being dropped into the lava thing was just like, oh yeah,
yeah,
no. Why are we
yeah.
doing this?
Then yeah, because see, then we go from there. Then we
Then
then they
Indy's
get
gonna go
Andy. They
down after they've all done their thing. He goes down to that area.
mm-hmm, right. Then they capture him. Then they make him drink that juice, puts him under that spell,
Oh yeah,
and
that whole thing is terrible too, because
that was
he
gross.
just and he turns into being mean to Short
Yeah,
Round
the
and
voodoo doll too. The voodoo doll. They threw a whole bunch of different stuff in here.
they do, yeah. And it's really fast too. It's like bang bang bang. You don't even get like, oh, there's too many things happening now.
Yeah, it was just kind of overwhelmed. Then she ends up in the cage. He's going to sacrifice
Mhm.
her. Then they got
Mhm.
her dangling before because he's going to go at the short round. It's amazing what fire would do. That
Yeah, I
little bit of
mean,
fire just magically woke them out of whatever the trance was they were in.
I guess the pain was the idea that because they do it again later. They get someone else out of it
The
by
the the, the
causing
Majid,
pain.
yeah, the
Yeah, the
leader, the
kid.
kid leader, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was a lot of very convenient, trite little things I think in there that worked. So then, of course, they end up escaping out of there, getting on the. We had the runaway rail cars and the mines.
Yes. That
Go
should be a
left.
ride at Disney. That should
Yes,
definitely be a ride at Disney.
it's Friday. Yeah, hey, it's Friday. Let's sacrifice someone. There's your
Yeah,
master.
you know.
Oh, so then there's a lot in here. Scenes that they just chase each other. Of course, the bad guru religious guy breaks the dam open, so then they got water coming through, coming
Mhm.
out on all of them, and that was. I thought the scenes in the mines were I thought were some of the better scenes. They were action. They were kind of
Mhm.
funny at times, like when the one guy fell out and the car hit it and went flying.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, they
yeah,
tried to
things
get
like
some
that.
humor in there.
Yeah. So then she's gone. She's gone. He's still with Remedy. I thought it was
Uh,
interesting how they outran the water, but then got off the cliff, and how the water didn't just stay in that one opening. It like went,
yeah,
uh,
it was the rocks. It was starting to blow out the
yeah,
rocks on either side.
posts were coming through, and
Mhm.
like Suter says, the mine cart's forever to be ripped off in video games. I'm looking at you, Donkey Kong.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Then they managed to climb up to the top, and then it was back to a little bit of running around and things like that. You know, with the bad guys, henchmen and stuff, and then you end up with the scene here on the bridge. Here really is, we
Well, that's iconic. Yeah.
and it's see here's the one where they're trying to cross to the other side, but short round's going. He's jumping up down trying to show, hey, it's safe, and then he falls, almost falls through. He falls through, but holds on.
Mhm.
Willie comes, saves him, and so then they're
Which was
stuck out
good.
there.
She got
Yeah,
over her fear to go save him, so
yeah,
that was a plus.
yeah. Oh yeah, Buddy Hepburn says the Brendan Fraser journey to the center of Earth has a great mine car scene too.
Yeah, it
So
does. You're right.
so they end up getting to the other side, but then bad guy and his other henchmen are on that side. So we get the yeah. So we have this big classic. Can I talk tonight? Classic clash on the bridge here. You know,
Yeah, a
is what
standoff.
yeah, because bad guys bringing them back on, short round and Willie back on, because he sees that Indy's going to, threatening to cut the
Yeah, the
bridge.
machete, they figure out what he's gonna do, yeah.
Yeah, so but he's got them at knife point and seeing what they're about, to try to hit Indy. See, I'm trying to find a good little image here that can get. I didn't see that iconic one is the one that I was looking for, but I do not see it quickly here. But we can see more of the soldiers that are on the. This is
Yeah, and they come
close
from
to it.
both sides.
Yeah,
They're slowly walking towards him.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
where he's in the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah. And so and as
And
Willie
he
and
has
Short
all the
Round are brought
stones.
back. Yeah, he has all the stones. Short
Mhm.
Round and Willie are on the other side, but they have been captured. So then we get the scene here. What will he do? Because there's mean, evil crocodiles like thrashing underneath. Really,
Mhm.
really active. So, and then um, it really. What could you do? What would you do? Well, like you said, uh, he's so crazy. He's so nuts. He's no crazy. He no nuts.
Yeah,
He
he no
crazy.
crazy, he nuts.
Yeah.
No, wait. He
And
no
she like
nuts, he crazy. Yeah.
yes. And just before that, he says, "Hold on, lady, we're
Yeah.
going for a ride."
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh.
You know, to think that that young man grows up to win an Oscar for, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once?
Didn't
Everything,
he just win it
Everywhere.
last year? It's
Yeah,
a recent year.
yeah.
Oh wow.
The picture of him and Indy hugging is after that,
Hold,
when he got the
hold,
Oscar,
hold
that was
that
priceless.
Hold that thought then just a little
Okay,
bit.
sorry.
Okay, let's
Sorry.
come back to that. No, let's come back to
Okay.
that closer to wrapping up because
Mhm.
we can expand that a little bit. So basically, here we got this. As you know, he cuts it with everybody on. They all hang on. Most of them, these guys fall in the water because they're cannon fodder. Eventually, short round
Yeah, and they
and
get eaten by the crocodiles.
yes, exactly. And short
Ugh.
round and Willie managed to stay high. They kick the bad guy's fingers. He falls. It says he and Indy, and then Indy does the curse. He pronounces the curse, so the bag starts burning, and then the guy grabs the one, burns his hand, lets go, and falls to his death. And of course, Indy catches that one to save. So and
Yeah, the
right,
bad guys fall to the death
yeah,
was rather gruesome as well,
yeah,
because the
exactly,
rocks were sticking out. They left
yeah.
nothing to the imagination
No, they didn't,
on
and
his
that
way down.
no, they did not do that at all. And then of course they, at that point they're trying to come up, and then Indy's getting shot at with the arrows before he can get up there. And we have, let's see, had the picture here earlier. The the troops. You remember at the dinner earlier, one of the generals, one of the officers was British officers was around at in the palace. Was
Mhm.
a guest, and he showed up with the troops to shoot, fire across
Take
the,
them out. Yep.
take them out, give Indy protection to get up, and
Oh,
ta-da,
yeah, send the pith
the
hat.
tower come. Exactly. So, um, the pith hat, is that what it's called?
That's what I call it.
I think that is, yeah. His helmet.
The
Hmm.
helmet, yeah,
Yep.
with the strap.
Okay.
Not all the way strapped. See, it's just slightly in front of his chin, which
Right.
actually wouldn't keep the hat on top of your head, but that's how the
Well,
palace guards in England, in London,
mhm.
wear the strap in a weird place.
Well, honestly, it's probably a good thing if you're really in combat because it wouldn't take your head off. But that makes
Yes,
sense though.
that's true. That's probably
So,
why
but
they
yeah.
do it.
Well, we'll have to have you tell us about that sometime if you'd like to. That'd be fascinating.
They
The missus,
don't blink.
the missus had been to England many years ago during one of the anniversaries of the Battle of Britain. So
Mhm.
we got nice pictures with it. So basically, here we have the end. The kids get returned to the village. Everybody's
Yes,
happy.
that was good. That was very
Yes,
good.
exactly. And of course,
And
he gets the girl
returns
at
the
the end.
rock,
Yep, and he gets the girl at the end, like we expect. So,
of course.
except I don't know what with this last movie what happened, but hey, who cares? But that's the summary of the whole movie with us. I'm going to go back through some things. I've highlighted a few comments to see what people say.
Mhm.
But Daisy, any other thoughts? Anything that we might have missed that you wanted to talk
Mm,
about offhand?
no, I still didn't like it.
You still
Sorry,
didn't like it?
Megatron. I'm sorry, Stunning and Brave.
I will tell
I
you though.
spoiled it.
I'll be honest that was dreading watching this, and I really hated that damn Busby Berkey song thing at the beginning. I just
Mhm.
was not what I wanted to see. Um, but I liked the movie overall. Is it my favorite? Not in a heartbeat. Is it as good as the two with the bad guys? No, not even close. But it was not a bad movie. It was not as bad as I remembered it in my mind.
I'm
So
happy for
it
you.
was
I am.
actually, it's actually one of the movies that actually now watching later on, I actually enjoyed a little bit. So um,
Cool. I have watched it twice in my life and do not intend to do it again.
well, thank you for watching it with me and for me. So
Oh, of course. Yeah. Well, once
uh,
we decided it would have been odd to do the first one and the third one. You might as well
yeah,
do all three of them. So,
yeah, yeah, exactly. See, yeah, and I'll go ahead and Stunning said, and folks, go ahead if you have favorite scenes and stuff, please share them.
yes,
Now's the
I would
time
agree, Stunning.
we'll jump them. But yes, one scene that I really jumped to was the fact that he exposed himself in the mine. In terms of that, he threw the rock at the one guy abusing the kids. Strategy would
Mhm.
tell you to leave it alone and stay quiet.
Yes,
because so
and he
you didn't get
wouldn't.
detected, but he didn't. He did,
Mhm.
and that's why he got captured. You
Yeah.
know, but he just couldn't see it, and that's why we see the classic heart of this character.
Mhm.
And of course, Dunning, Snorpupus comes in. They make Wild Snoo Snoo. Willie screams, and he throws out the music again. Get to sleep. Oh my god! Oh,
Well, at the end,
I guess
like
that's it.
he does the whip thing around
Yeah,
the center of her to try and like pull her closer and stuff. I'm like going, wow, that would not be allowed in 2023.
no. I Snorpupus. All I can think of is "Wham Bam, thank you, ma'am." A new term like that. Yeah, but hey,
Yeah.
but yeah, that truly was a great scene, though. Stunning. That really was. So I'm going to go back to some of the comments that we started along the way. And folks, if you still have stuff, please feel free to chat it. We got
Oh, yes,
11 votes.
as for the purpose, you might be right.
Well, we got 11 votes already. Beatles
Oh,
is leading. Monkey Brains and Eyeball Soup are right behind it. So,
ugh. See,
so
nobody wants the slithering snakes. That's just
yeah.
if your food is still moving, no.
No,
I
I
want my
understand
food to
that.
be still moving. I
I
also don't want
agree
my
with that.
food to stare at me.
No,
They at some restaurants when you order, la-di-da fancy restaurants. Yeah, if you
exactly.
order fish, they serve you the whole fish, and then of course you eat the center. But it's got the eyeball is staring at you, looking at you
I
like
know.
I died for you. I'm like, I can't. No, I don't want my food to look at me.
I see you.
I know. How could
I know.
you?
I like that what Stunning says. Say the phrases were earlier. That was hilarious. So let's see. Let's look at some of them. Let's see. We had that one at the start comments. Okay, now folks, where would
I
hmm,
have it fourth after Raiders, Last Crusade, and oh, okay. So we didn't
okay,
cover the
poll
Young
time.
Indiana
Let's
Chronicles.
let's do a poll time real quick. All right.
Uh-huh.
We still got about 13 people watching.
Mhm.
So folks, make sure, and if you're on the Twitch side, please vote. I'm going to go ahead and
We
end the current poll.
I did watch the Young Indy Chronicles on TV. I enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I mean, it
exactly.
was
So
on TV. I mean, Yeah,
if
see, the
you,
Beatles are the
yeah,
easiest. Just slurp
yeah,
the thing down and swallow.
yeah. Beatles won with 36%. If you had to eat it, Monkey Brains, Eyeball Soup behind, and Live Slithering Snake would be last. So,
Yep.
all right. And we probably have asked this question before. I don't care. I probably didn't show the results. So why not ask it again?
I think if you were asking about which one was number 1 or whatever, we were holding off on that one. I don't think we did that last time
We
because 'cause
did.
we'd only
Well,
done 1 movie.
yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Daisy, for reminding me. Let's hold off on that one until then. We'll
Oh,
do
that's
it the
fine. I
next.
mean, you can do
No,
it.
no,
Okay.
no. We'll do it next time because then we'll have the 3 movies and we'll have the Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Yeah, we can just
So
chit-chat about that really quick
that would
because
be that.
we're not actually covering that because that's got a whole lot of episodes in it and
Yeah,
such and
yeah.
whatnot.
Watch me eating you, and then you tell me who's kingpin here. Oh, Stunning was one of the snake boys. So yeah,
Oh,
see,
you're brave.
Snortle Poop is like the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, although the history was sometimes a bit sketchy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. You
Yeah,
weren't
and
watching it.
mm-hmm,
You weren't watching it for like this is the History Channel.
no, but I do agree with what Master Saint says here, though that it is a lot different. It's a lot better than a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
politically messaged movies. This one just was a movie
Modern thing.
to
Yeah.
have some fun with, to enjoy. It was really a lot of fun with that. But yeah, that's absolutely. Now Shooter said if the snake was cooked, sure, but live snake, no thanks. Snakes,
Yeah.
well, it had to be snakes.
That'd be snake.
All the iconic lines from the first movie. Well, because that's revealed in the Last Crusade, the incident about the snake. But there was a scene in the that at night after she was screaming with the clothes and stuff, Andy's freaking out because there's a snake coming down her. He's not even close to her, but you can see the terror and panic in his face.
Mhm.
He can't even
Mhm.
speak. He's just pointing at it, and she's like, "I think it's the elephant trunk again." You know, I thought that was
Yeah.
cool how they did that, to where they really, really. I mean, you're like, "Lady, there's a snake." Oh, no wonder, because that elephant was pounding the heck out of her earlier in the movie, trying to get
Right.
her attention and stuff like that. And you're like, wow, that's, that it's kind of like, hey, you know, you
Well,
thought
there's
it
a
was
reason I
the
don't
Trump.
go camping. All of those creepy crawly creatures and stuff. No, thank you.
Oh yeah, I
I
agree.
did that as a Girl Scout, the whole
Mhm.
camping and sleeping outside. No, that's out of my system. Thank you. Give
Well,
me
I
a
will.
hotel.
Well, I will tell you that my, I like the missus and I talk about. We call it. She says it's called glamping, but I'm
Oh,
all for
yes.
I'm all for glamping.
Yes,
I'm not.
glamping is
I'm,
fine.
I'm not too proud. I'll go with. I'll go with glamping any day. So
Mhm.
I take pride in that. So, of course, now you remember Florida Utah play last night, right?
Yes, I do.
Well, last year we were in Fort Pickens, we were in Pensacola camping. It was so humid and all that. The missus, listen, guys, I've got the best wife in the world. She had me not only a Roku where I could watch the game, but she had AC in the tent for me to watch
Ooh,
the Gator game playing Utah while camping. So, hey,
nice.
I
Nice.
just I gotta brag about that. I just I always brag on that every chance I get. So, but yeah, it definitely definitely this was a good movie. It didn't have the messages, so I like Joseph Dredd. I agree. A lot of the movies in the '80s were so much better. What are some of your favorite
Yes.
movies in the '80s? Um, while I go back and talk about these, because they 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 were, this one, even though I did not like it at the time, really seemed, when I'm watching it now, I could appreciate it more. It really
Mhm.
was a good movie to watch, and I really enjoyed watching it. I was entertained, and it was really good. So, um, let's see.
Good.
That elephant was pounding the heck out of her. What kind of movie was this again? And see, like
Okay.
and see, Masters, all I expect is from an action movie is action. Don't look for deeper meaning. I want to get distracted watching it. If I want education, I can read Kant or Goethe, which I do frequently. I agree. It's an escapism, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and then shooters, that is fun, and I agree. I think it was fun. It wasn't my initially, but I grew into it. So, to stay at
Yes.
acting,
Yes,
yes,
it
I would.
does. It
It
is.
does.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's my
Oh,
version of camping. Go out,
oh,
see nature, commune with
no.
it. That's awesome. Go back to the hotel at night.
I don't think so, Masters, but I don't blame you. Good for you. Good for you. I just, the way she set me up for last year was just beyond amazing. And Joseph Dredd, Pensacola U.S. Naval Aviation Museum. Yes, we have visited there before. Very big place. We've also visited the USS Alabama over in Mobile. We've also visited the Air Force Armament Museum over closer towards Fort Walton Beach. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do in Pensacola. Um, yeah.
When we lived in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, up in San Francisco, they had I don't know whether anyone has seen the movie Das Boot, that they had an American World War II uh, submarine that you could go
Mm-hmm.
through, a U-boat, not a U-boat, you submarine.
Right.
And you go down into the thing and you can walk through it and you listen in your earphones to what they're saying and stuff. And it is tiny. And the idea of being in that tiny little thing under water that you cannot swim to the surface is it's like, wow. If you could be a submariner, and I'm not even claustrophobic, but
Mm-hmm.
they are so tiny. And my husband was in the Navy long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
and he was not on submarines. And he was explaining to me, well, modern subs are bigger and blah 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 and all that. And I'm going, yeah, but these were real humans that were on this submarine at one time. And the idea of having a ship above you with the depth charges in this tiny little thing is like, oh no, 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 no. Sub joke. Yes, please sub.
Oh, I don't know if he's asking about the Titanic thing or not, but hey, we're hey, submarine. Anytime you go under the water, it's a dangerous thing, and people at some point you
Yep.
get to have that one. Is that what Buddy said there? Pier
Yes,
45
that's
has.
it. That's it. Pier 45, the USS Pampanito. Yep.
Well,
Have
I
you
tell
been
you,
on it? That was really cool. And
they had one.
they've had masted sailing ships that come in
Mm-hmm,
to the bay, and during Fleet Week they have all sorts of different naval vessels, more modern ones. So it's quite cool.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
love the masted sailing ships best.
Oh,
They're
you do?
just they're so gorgeous. They're just beautiful. Well, where I
Yes.
grew up, there were lots of sailboats and
Mm-hmm.
catamarans and those kinds of things. So I actually learned a great deal about sailing vessels. So I would talk about those kind of ships, and my husband, of course, was in the Navy, and he knew nothing about that. And I knew some about modern naval vessels, but he just was like, "Wow, you know a lot about sailing ships." And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's just, you grew up in the Bay Area, you
Yeah.
kind of know that stuff.
See, Stortopoopas. Yes, I saw. I've seen the drum when I visited the. I was just looking at that. I saw the drum over in Mobile Bay with the Alabama. So here's a picture of it. This is a Gato class World War II era submarine. So
Hmm.
come on, come
It'll
on,
load. It'll load. I might
load.
just look at
Come
this
on.
beautiful hat though that
Hmm.
that the missus found
Yes,
for us.
exactly. It gives us a
My
chance to
husband,
show off the work. And
I
then,
have to tell you, I know all you guys are talking about your ladies. I'm gonna talk about my man.
sure, go
My
ahead.
my husband has a hat like this. I bought
Oh
it for
wow.
him, and when he wears it, mm-hmm, that's all I'm gonna say on the matter.
All right, there you go.
We've been married a very long time. And yep,
All
he
right.
looks very good, very dashing.
Well, uh, well, this picture
I
may
know.
never load. You might. Oh,
We might get
come
to
on.
see this forever.
You might just sit here. Thank you, StreamYard. But anyway, Master says we have one of the Second World War submarines up for the public at shores of the Barents Sea. 60 people were on it. Could not even find enough space for just me. Yeah, exactly. They had to man them. They had to crew them. So, and
And
Buddy
run
said they had
around.
them
And
all.
if you've seen Das Boot, when they wanted the sub to dive really, really quick, the people
Yeah,
who were not actively doing something ran to the front of the boat, and they crammed themselves in the bow of the
yeah,
boat so it would go down faster. And it's just like, that movie is
yeah. They had a lot of
amazing.
stuff that they worked escape. They had ways of escaping, but it was very
Hmm.
risky, very rare.
Hmm.
Uh, Fleet sub like drum is roomier than a German U-boat. Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to show you up there. Finally,
There
StreamYard.
we
Thank
go.
you.
Look.
Like Stunning says,
Woohoo!
hats off to you.
I know StreamYard is just so wonderful. I will say, thank God I don't have the echo in my head.
I know
The
that.
last stream we did,
Yeah,
StreamYards had this echo, and I kept hearing what uh, Dadman and I would say, and then he'd ask me something, and I could still hear the
yeah.
question echoing. It was really irritating.
Guess what? You got masters thinking out there now.
Ah, yes. And if you watch Das Boot, I
Uh,
know this is going to
oh,
start off a storm.
mm-hmm.
Please watch it in German with the subtitles because
Yes.
you really get the actors' emotions. Now, the dub is quite good into the American, but
Mm,
it's just, I know people don't like to read subtitles, but you won't
yeah.
explode into a pile of
That's me,
ash.
Daisy. That's me. The missus and I have that argument all the time. But
Oh, yeah, I know a lot of people do.
so, but yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah. Yeah. We
God bless your grandpa.
exactly. Yeah. You know what though? He also said he's going to dust off that fedora, so he gave him ideas about how fedoras work. So he's
We're married to each
yeah.
other, so
Well,
I mean, I don't know
well
about it attracting other
yeah,
people
you
to
know
you, but
he's got a wife. He's got his wife over there. He's going to try it out with his wife. So there you go.
oh, well,
But let's go
yeah.
back to this movie here as we
Okay.
talk about it. Hey, we got submarines, and see, here's a picture of the drum. I can tell you about a lot of stuff. The U.S. World War II torpedoes really stunk at the beginning of World War II,
Mhm.
including one called the Tang, which actually sunk itself. But that's a stream
Yeah.
for another day. We could go on submarines.
That
So
that one actually, it might be the way the picture is taken. That one actually looks bigger than the one I was on.
yeah, it might be a Gato class. It depends. Could have been. It was a
Yeah.
later. They made them larger. I think as time went on.
Yeah, they were getting larger and larger
Yeah.
because yeah, you do need space for people to be able to like do their job and get around one another.
Exactly, and I imagine just running on the surface with one deck gun. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
really interesting. But hey, Buddy said he has Temple doing fourth after Raiders, Last Crusade, and the Indie Chronicles.
Okay, so
So
so I would ask Buddy, where would you put Crystal Skull? Is that
okay,
above or below uh Temple of Doom? Oh, my kitty cat is meowing. He's like, "Mommy, you've been streaming too long."
I don't usually go dubs either. I don't like reading, but that's one of those things.
Okay, okay. Listen,
So,
dude. I'm
okay,
severely dyslexic and I
okay,
can now there are languages that are too fast. If they put a lot of stuff on the screen and
mhm,
then like they're having a fight or something, or they're just there are some languages that are just like, wow, I'm never going to be able to keep up with this.
yeah, I got you.
So it does depend on the language and what's going on.
Mm. Well, now Stunning says he does prefer the first and third over Raiders and Crusade over Temple, but he still enjoys it.
Oh,
So that,
okay.
yeah. So he said,
Okay. Oh, so I
and
still
Buddy
put
said
yes.
fifth. Buddy said fifth.
Okay, so Crystal Skull is below this one.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Stunning said Crystal
I know
what,
Crystal what.
and Shooter said Crystal Skull in the trash. So
Well, I will tell you that I just for I can't even the creepy crawly effect or whatever, this one would be the bottom of mine rather than I'd put Crystal Skull ever so slightly above it. Not much, but
yeah,
I don't know if it's just the creepy crawly effect. I couldn't handle all of the as I say, there were good parts of this movie, but
hmm
I just not nope, not for me. And that's
yeah.
fine.
hmm Stunning said, especially talking about the jump out of the plane too, especially
Okay,
flat
yeah.
snow like that. Be more believable if they hit a snowbank or something, but even then, they'd probably break
Yes.
a crap ton of bones. Yeah, especially
Yeah,
from
I
that
mean,
thousands
yeah,
of feet.
snow is not soft. It is not soft. It's people think diving into water is soft. It is not either. If you hit, just think of if you've ever jumped and hit a belly flop. Water and snow and all those things, they are not soft. No,
Mhm.
thank you.
No. And we hit this one earlier. Joseph Dredd said her screaming in the tunnel with the skeleton wasn't the lowest moment.
Yeah.
You got that in the water. I think in the water was the first one because it really humiliated her in front of people because it was like she's wet, not all prim and proper
Yeah, but
makeup,
I'm
but
not sure she learned anything at that point.
no,
That's what we were talking about, whether
yeah,
throughout the movie she'd started. When she
because
went to save Short Round, then I went, okay, she's actually learned that she's not the center of
well,
the galaxy. She went to save him, even
I
though
tell
she
you,
was terrified of the bridge.
yeah. Well, she had my respect going in through all them bugs and putting her hand in that thing though for the
That's true
lever. That
too.
was
Yes.
it's just
But it
crazy.
didn't hit me until she went to save Short Round.
hmm I think
Are
looking
you
at
putting a
past.
poll up?
No,
Is that what you
I
said?
decided I'm going
Oh.
to hold off on that one. I was going to do
Oh, I thought
ranking
oh,
them.
yeah, that's right. That's
I
right.
was going to rank them because we'll go ahead and wrap up in a few minutes here because I think we're
Okay.
unless
So I
people
just
have
wanted
more
to
to
say
say.
one more thing, which I
hmm
did bring up to you earlier.
Hmm.
once I realized that this is a prequel, so Indy is sort of semi-adopted Short Round. However, he never shows up in any of the other movies. So what happened? Didn't he find him a nice family? Is he just a street urchin? Did he become Aladdin and a street rat? It just hit me like today. I'm thinking, well,
Yeah.
whatever happened to that young man? Because
Yeah.
as I say, he didn't irritate me. I think he
No.
irritated people, so they decided we're not going to put him
I,
back in another
he would have
movie.
made better sense than Shia LaBeouf, though. Having
But
that
this
going on.
is true.
But to the point that Stunning had brought up earlier, I've been holding on this one for a while. Is that Stunning made the observation, and this is true. You could see it was like a father and son dynamic between the two of them.
Yes.
It was really one of the better parts of the film, and you could see it. But I think
Mhm.
Indy also, beyond that, Indy did the right thing for all the kids. But
Yes, he did.
particularly with these two, he took this strange kid in who had lost his parents in the war. Just
Uh-huh.
you know, probably gruff single guy wouldn't do it, but he does. He's a softy at heart, and
Yeah,
to
he
watch the
is.
two of them bond with each other, it's like they know each other's movements without even talking.
Well, yeah, when he picks them up when they're falling out the window and hitting the various things on their way down, and they get in the car, and he's got the little boxes strapped to his feet so he can do the gear shift, the shifting mechanism in the car. She says something
Mhm.
about it. She goes, "He's got boxes on his feet or something," which was
Mm.
cute because he was short and couldn't drive the car unless he extended his legs.
And he had the
Yeah, it
block.
was just
Yeah.
perfect timing, yeah. It was perfect timing, they were in sync. I really
Mhm.
liked that dynamic.
It was really really good. It was real natural, and it flowed. It
Mhm.
worked. But
My husband
uh,
liked that dynamic as well, and we didn't have our kids yet. Our kid, our
yeah,
singular child.
okay.
Oh,
There's
3, 1, 2,
2 and 4.
4. Gotcha. Well,
Oh
we're gonna
wow.
ask it again next week,
Yep.
so and that was
And
the movies. The
now
Chronicle
Snort.
one go ahead.
Yeah. Snortopoopas is correcting me though. There's a Belau class submarine. It's actually later than the Gato class. So hey,
Oh.
wow. All right. So hey, Snortopoopas knows his history, his war instruments, and everything else. So hey,
Mm.
um,
It was incredibly eye-opening to actually go into a submarine.
yeah, it was. They really are jam tight. It's just
They
amazing.
are.
So, yeah, but see, listen, I hate my somebody. I think some. I think Joseph Dredd mentioned the Pensacola Air Museum. I'd like to go, but my in-laws decided they could only stay an hour and a half before they have to eat. It's like they ran me off to
Take
Alabama. It's like the
take
ship's big.
snacks with you. Yes,
It's
yes.
like
I've been on some ships,
I want to
naval
stay
ships,
on
and
it.
they are huge.
Exactly. So anyway, Shooter
Oh,
asked
man.
this question. What do y'all think? Is the plane diving temple more believable than the fridge nuke escape?
Oh.
I actually think the fridge nuke might be more real believable. I mean,
Well,
because
it's
there's no guarantee that you will die from the immediate explosion and whatever. Maybe because there were still some structures in Hiroshima and all that did survive the blast. It could be possible. I mean, you're probably going to be radiated and glowing in the dark, but
well, yeah, and die
it,
eventually. My part
yeah,
of that wasn't just the radiation part. It was the fridge goes bouncing around and you're not strapped inside that.
yeah,
That's a box that you're bouncing off all the walls and you do not see where you're going. So you can't even like prepare for the next bang. So I don't know. I think you would have,
yeah.
but the
Buddy,
other one would have killed you. So,
yeah, I know. Buddy says Romancing the Stone and National Treasure are above Crystal
oh,
Skull.
National Treasure is perfect movie. I
Concussive.
love that.
You know what? The
It's
TV
just
version, the new mouse
and I
one.
didn't watch that.
Okay,
No.
I know it had Nick Cage in it. Nick
Yeah.
Cage is awesome and everything.
And in the second one is not as good, but it does have Helen Mirren as his mom, and I love
Yeah.
Helen Mirren.
Oh. You know what? Maybe
Romance
this.
in the Stone is good. I don't
Maybe
like chick flicks,
Daisy.
but
Maybe after we finish the indie movies, we could do this. Then, if you'd like, if there's a demand for it.
National
So,
Treasure.
no, Romancing the Stone.
Oh, Romancing the Stone. Okay, yeah, I don't
We could
normally
we could
like
do
I don't normally like chick flicks, but that one was cute.
if you like it, if they're popular. I know it's when they go. It's got the Billy Ocean song in it. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
haven't
So,
seen it in quite a while. I would
yeah.
have to I'll have to see if I could get it like we always do. If I can get it.
Beavis, are you threatening me? No, I like prepare you. No, say good to see you. Let's see. Oh man, I say Snort Poop said they would have been pouring Indy out of the refrigerator.
Yeah, he
And
had a
this,
broken bone in his body.
yeah, that looks like romancing is a typical thing of the sequel not being as good as the original. So I was going to
Yeah,
say,
that is the problem.
mm-hmm.
The second movie, other than I liked The Wrath of Khan way more than Star Trek the movie. But it's very rare that a sequel is as good as or hopefully better than the
Yep,
previous movie.
yep. Well, we got some speculation about Short Round becoming a dictator or something, or joining the Royal Navy. So,
Well, of the two, I hope he joined the
yeah,
Royal Navy.
when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Yes, exactly. I remember that
Yeah.
music video. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it does have plenty of adventure and action in top on top of the chick flick. So,
Yeah. Yes, it does.
so
It has a lot of action. And
Billy,
some of it is
oh,
hysterical because she's a writer of romance novels. And there's a whole scene
on
about that one. Yeah, that is hysterical. Yes, The Wrath of Khan is superb.
Daisy, I'm going to
Absolutely.
put something in chat, and you tell me if I should say it tonight or not.
Oh, okay. I'm going over there. I'm ready. Type away. Oh, wait. What's happened?
It's
Oh, wait.
coming in the
Sorry.
private chat.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Oh, okay. No worries. See, Hollywood makes all kinds of movies for
should I say it or
everything.
should I say it or not? Or leave
Yeah,
everybody.
you can. You can. Of
All right.
course.
Okay, so we're if you got any other thoughts, we're done with the Indiana Jones movie review
I
for
think we're
now.
done with Indiana
And
Jones. Yes, I can
unless y'all have more
forget it.
stuff here.
I
But
go back and
stunning
keep
was
forgetting.
photographed. Indy might have survived. He used Willie as a meat shield. Exactly. Meat shield.
And when they jumped on that, another thing with the father-son thing,
Mm-hmm.
he
Yeah.
had Short Round hold on to him
Yeah.
when they jumped out.
Yeah.
So that
Exactly.
it was like, okay, if I'm going to lose someone, it's going to be Miss Screaming Lady. She's on her own, but the kid's with me. Star Trek, the motion picture. Oh, you booped it. So Star Trek, the motion picture, pure sci-fi where
Oh wait, where's that comment at? Is
was
that might be in?
Shooter. It's
Okay.
Shooter 8323.
Okay.
Oh,
All
this is
right.
Star
Shoot.
Trek 2 is better than
There
Star
we go.
Trek 1. That's what I would say. The Wrath of Khan, sorry, was more an action thriller. Well,
Yeah.
and it probably was too that I watched the original Star Trek. I'm a little old lady. So I actually watched that on TV as it was released each week back in the 60s with my dad. And so I'd seen Khan, Sunyan, I can't say his name, Sunyan, whatever, Khan, and his devotees, and when they left them on the planet, and that whole thing. And so this continued that. And Ricardo Montalban was chewing scenery in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was doing the whole I spit at thee and all that, I mean, it's like, yeah, I like that movie. My husband likes the
what
first
is
one, though.
Khan
He likes
Nooning Singh?
That's it. Khan
what
Noonien Singh. That's
what
his
is
whole
that?
name.
Oh, the whole
That's his whole name. Thank you, guys.
okay. Master the original movie soundtrack on double album on vinyl. Does anybody want it? Oh wow, that's something.
Oh, Yeah,
Wow.
I don't remember the soundtrack, and usually
Yeah.
I'm my husband likes the first one because he likes all of the Star Trek movies. He really loves Star Trek.
No, I did.
I I saw that with my dad because I was a teenager, and we were so looking forward to that movie, having seen the original. And I even watched the cartoon in the 70s. That was trippy because the
Hmm.
70s were very groovy, man. Groovy.
I'm glad I
Um,
was a kid and didn't know any better.
yeah. So we were really looking forward to that movie. And I know now that it went through production hell to get made at all.
Mhm.
But no, thank you. The Star Wars was better. It's different, but that one
Yeah.
was yeah. But the
Yeah.
second one, I really loved the Wrath of
Well,
Khan.
see, the first one was like anyway.
I know
So,
people like
so
it.
should I say it,
Yeah,
Daisy?
yeah. Be
Which one?
brave.
I will. I mean, people might call out the reinforcements and the big guys, and I might be getting requests for stream links. So, but which one is Star Trek Five, by the way?
I
Is
believe
that
that saved the whales.
because I
No.
like the last one that they did with the original crew?
Oh
I liked the Undiscovered
no, Star
Country.
Trek 5. Wait, guys. Star Trek 5 is the one where Spock has this brother and the brother's a cult leader or something. Yeah. Yeah, right? The Final Frontier.
Okay,
It's that one, right? Oh my
look
god,
at
stay on
this.
point.
I know. Okay, just say it.
Stay on point. Stay on target. Squirrel.
Well, I was so underwhelmed by the original Squirrel.
Yeah, I know.
I was so
Got
underwhelmed
distracted.
with the motion picture. I didn't get it at the end. I was like, "What did I just watch with the bald chick in it?"
I
But
know.
Con, didn't get it. I didn't like it. It was just
Fine. That's
So
fine.
I was like,
It's all good.
but it's awesome to those that like it. It's just like I was not the worst, but I was like not. It's kind of like Princess Bride. Everybody, the people hype up the Princess Bride. It was nice. It was an okay movie, but it just didn't kind of. It just kind of
I've never
like,
seen it.
oh well, oh, you haven't seen it? Oh my gosh, people try to get me to see it for a long time. It was a thing of things. So, but yes,
Yeah, so
oh my
the
gosh.
fifth one
So
was
did
the
I
one,
did I
and
end up saying this when Lisa was gone? Oh my gosh, that's
sure.
gonna be hilarious. But see, I did like Star Trek Six, the last one, with the last one that they ever made, because they had the espionage and they had the conference, and Sulu was the captain of Excelsior. It was just, that
Was
was
that the one where
oh,
the
finger
they had the dinner with the Klingons?
oh,
That's a really good one.
I believe that might have. I think
Yeah, that's
it could have been
I
because they had to
don't
rescue him and get back because they set him up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they set him up with the in the
Oh, I do. I sorry.
Tell you
I
love the
didn't.
princess.
I I love the Princess Bride.
I don't. I haven't
Oh,
seen it, so I don't know. Hey, I'll
oh my
make a
god.
confession because you did. I
Okay.
don't like chick flicks, but I do happen to like 10 Things I Hate About You. I just that movie I like,
Oh
and that's a
man.
chick flick. Have
Okay.
you seen
Well,
that one?
I might have with the missus, but I
Yeah.
I don't. So.
It has the gentleman
Oh,
died.
there you go.
He played the Joker. He Yeah, The Dinner with the Klingons. I like that movie.
Yes.
Star Trek 6. Yeah. And they're having
I
to
love
take
it.
us that could that have gone any worse? It's
Yeah.
hysterical.
And honestly, to the Trek fans out there, as I respect the franchise in terms of being somebody from the Star Wars side, is that I know that they're different in their own ways, because I was always attracted to the Star Wars versus the Star Trek on TV. It just, there's maturity, there's different interests and things like that. But
I
yeah,
like them
I,
both,
I,
but they are
I,
very different.
they are very different, and I'm more the guy that needs the pew pew and shoot them
You want
up
the
and
pew
stuff
pew?
like that. yeah, and things like that. So, well, we managed to get Lisa out of alert mode. We killed her curiosity. Lurk away, my friend.
Heath
So yeah,
Ledger.
and
Thank you,
exactly.
Shooter.
Christopher Columbus. Christopher Plummer was General Chang in Star Trek Six. Yes,
Yep.
I did not
Yes.
know that for the longest time. Two roles now that I cannot get stuck out of my head with him is this one and that creepy religious leader guy in Dragnet.
Mm. See, I recognized his voice. He had tons of obviously makeup on to become a Klingon, but I recognized his voice in the delivery, so I knew who it was. Lisa was napping in the back seat. Oh, somebody woke her up. Thank you guys for saying Heath Ledger. Yeah, Heath Ledger is in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Mm,
And he was
yeah,
also the Joker.
yeah.
It's very good as the Joker, too.
I, I, I,
Unhinged.
I, I guess it depends on what Joker you want. It seemed okay. I will always be a Cesar Romero 66
Of
Batman
course.
Joker guy. I just
Yes.
will, like Adam West will always be my Batman. Uh,
hmm
but I will say I love Jack Nicholson as the
Oh,
Joker.
God, yes.
And,
He
I
was
mean,
really good, too.
I
But Heath
agree with that.
Ledger had a different take. I mean, it's how you're the actor, and especially if you're following. I mean, stop and think about being the younger actor who's trying to follow Jack Nicholson in a very iconic role. Like,
Hmm.
no, thank you. I wouldn't have even auditioned. It would just be very difficult. And he had his own take. He made it his own.
Hmm. Actually, I came up with another poll, which we can go for
Oh,
a few minutes since we'll try to wrap
okay,
up
yeah,
soon. But
because
this should
we're
be fairly
yeah.
quick. Yeah, it's
hmm
like who was your favorite Joker? So
Oh, go ahead.
Joker
Yeah.
actor, and I'm saying in terms of the actor, not
hmm
necessarily different
The
variations. So when
movie,
I
yeah.
we'll go Cesar Romero, let's see, Heath Ledger, or um,
Yeah, Shooter, I read your
let's see,
comment.
Jack Nicholson, and the fourth would be, I mean, Jared Leto, or should we throw in Joaquin Phoenix? Because Joaquin
Throw in
Phoenix is
Joaquin
a really
Phoenix.
different type, huh?
That's an entirely different one. Yeah.
So then let's go Heath Ledger. No, not no, Jared Leto. Then okay.
God.
I know. Well, it's in that vein. I mean, because
It is. It is.
I understand it. The Joaquin Phoenix is like a completely different type of Joker.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
All right. So there you go, folks. There are your four choices. Vote early. Vote often. Bring a few more in here with it. Yeah, and see, we could have gone into the Mark Hamill in the animated side too.
the
Yeah.
shoe. He does the voice really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. In fact, in the beginning, I didn't realize that it was Mark Hamill
Hmm.
because the voice was so different. And you're watching the animation, and yeah, he did it really well.
Yep. So we'll give this a couple minutes and let everybody vote in this as we start to wrap up here. And yes, bring in your dead relatives to vote too, just like the city of Chicago. And hey, get 3 more subs for us. We'll get to 450.
Yes, please. Yes, please. And thank you
Oh,
for our new
yeah,
sub for your new
yeah,
sub. This
yeah.
is not
Joseph
my
Dredd.
channel.
Yeah, Joseph
I
Dredd.
was
Appreciate you.
doing my streaming thing on our
Oh,
channel. This is not our channel. It's your
hey,
channel.
well, you know what, Daisy? I tell you what. Yeah, I view it as all of our channel in a lot of ways. I mean, people that help out and things like that. And it's really a testament to the people in the chat that come and hang out for like going on 2.5 hours. Some have hung out for 4 or 5 hours before. Some have
Mhm.
come through at like when we done six. One morning, Hungry Boy and I went at 2:15, and others joined and stuff. We went till the sun
24
rose
hour
here.
stream.
Oh,
You did
Lisa
it.
with the Fortnite. My God,
Yep.
Lisa, 24 hours on Fortnite with that.
Yep.
The misses with my first ever 24 hours. The misses who was having to
Yep.
do tech and this, that, and that night,
Because I was
rotating games
doing,
for me.
I can't remember which one of them I was having insomnia, but
Yeah.
I would go like take a nap, a cat nap, because I'm a cat. And then I'd wake up and you were still going. and I'd chit chat for a little while, and then I'd go back to my catnapping, and you did like that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The people that stayed.
It truly is, and that's what humbles me with all you folks. I mean, we're on 2.5 hours, and there's still 12 people here. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and a lot of y'all have been here the whole time. You know, and I know I've said it enough. I can't do this without the missus though, because you know, look at these quality graphics and stuff, and the attention to
Mm-hmm.
details that she does here with this, and it's just, you
Oh,
know, but
Ma-
you guys here,
Ma-
you know,
sorry, Masters is going to give you a shout out over on my home base of Twitch.
oh, cool. Let me see where if
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure.
Is that what?
Oh, there you go.
Uh huh.
Yay! All right,
Thank you.
thank you, Masters. Absolutely appreciate it. Um, I'm trying to figure out where Masters Twitch link is. We could always put that out for
Oh
Masters.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
But I
Because I'll follow you over on Twitch.
yes,
Is it the
exactly.
same? Is your name the same over on Twitch? Because it's not always.
Yeah, that's the thing is we're not sure
Because I'm
exactly
a
which one we're looking at.
yeah, I'm a co-host of a Twitch stream.
Well, see, that's why I keep my avatar and everything at Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube
Yeah.
are all at Dadman Walking 55, just so that there's, you know, there's consistency, and which I've decided is a good thing considering that one thing on Twitter. You know, it's like, hey,
Mm-hmm. It's a very good
so
thing.
um,
But I'm not like this. I'm co-host for at the movies. I'm the co-host on Twitch too, so it's not my channel.
yes, yes.
I mean, I'm
Hey,
the co-creator of the channel, but it's not my channel.
mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're out there, if Mrs., if you're able to put Liam's link in, can you do that for me? Because I'm afraid of taking my stream down if you understand what I mean. So,
Mhm. And I
uh,
don't know how to enter a well, I'm
I
not a
will. I
mod
say,
anyway, but I don't know how
oh,
to enter them
oh,
over here on you.
oh, the avatar changes with the mood. That's okay. Okay, I think, yeah, it should be twitch.tv slash Liam. Is it LIAMGREY?
Liamgrey and then Wolf.
LIAMGREY.
EY. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
What am I doing here?
So there we go. There we go. All right. We
Thank
got it
you.
right
Thank you
there.
for the shout out.
Absolutely. So, folks, okay. Well, let's go look at our poll, see where we're at. So, okay. Master said, Rolls Ventures over there, and it's all about toy making other senseless content. Hey, that sounds
Oh,
fun.
okay.
That sounds like a lot of fun there. So, hey,
I will look it
so,
up.
all right. Uh,
Not right now
Shooter
because I'll
said the
screw up
Joker
what
movie
I'm
was
doing.
Joker was, but it wasn't the Joker. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get out of here. Let me go with the poll. We're going to go ahead and okay. We got 8 people watching and we got 8 votes.
Cool.
Does anybody not voted? Because we got a tie at 38-38
Oh.
between Cesar Romero and Heath Ledger.
Who wants to be the tiebreaker?
No, I know. It's
You
like,
could be if no one else votes. You could just
well,
tell us.
I can't. Oh man. Well,
No, you could just say it
I
verbally.
well, I already said Cesar Romero, but you know, I like
Okay, well then that would
the
break the
people.
tie.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, you know, folks, it's great to have you all here with us, especially hanging out as long as you do. Watch me, follow me on Dadman Walking 55 on Twitter. See, Buddy said there, Joseph Dredd. Good night, Joseph Dredd. Thanks again for the new sub tonight. Appreciate you being here. Okay, Lisa came and voted, so yeah, and like Master said, both are number one as they are way different. So
Mm-hmm.
let me see. All right.
There
Lisa came back to break the tie. Heath Ledger.
But they are very different.
Yes, they are. Oh well. Well, I'll have to have it.
Ta-da!
I'll have to have a discussion with Lisa later, so we'll see what happens. But no,
No, Lisa's
I
on my
know,
side.
I know, I know, I know, I know. Well, no, if I try to give her a hard time, she'd give me a harder time, and then I'd have the misses on me and you on me and everybody. So hey, But so let me officially close the poll before. Oh my God, somebody voted.
Oh,
Stunning,
did
did
they?
you vote? Because it's
Oh,
tied again.
it's
Now
tied
it's all.
again.
Now we just got 2 votes. All of a sudden, after Lisa broke the tie, now we are at 11 votes
Huh?
with Cesar Romero leading 45 to 36.
Those last minute votes. Get those last minute votes in.
This is like election results in Chicago or Philadelphia.
Where
Yes,
are the hanging chads?
yes, exactly.
Yes.
And Lisa, I will say, yes, he was very
Yes.
creepy, like a very real life creepy, scary. Yes,
Yeah.
that he was,
But
in all seriousness, though. Yeah.
but Jack Nicholson has that, like in The Shining, he just has that look. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, Heath had the scary craziness. But Jack Nicholson just has that look. I'm not sure he's acting. He might just be that way.
I don't know. Well, we went ahead and closed it. Jared Leto got no votes.
Oh God, thank God.
So Jack got 18%. Heath Ledger 36, and Cesar Romero wins it with 45%. Thank you to you late people. And I did not pay off anybody to come in and vote. So, but anyway, well, let me see. Let me
We do not condone that.
yes, and Stunning, thank you for putting your link in there. I appreciate you doing that. Check out Stunning and Brave tomorrow. What time are you? Are you late afternoon again? 5:30 Eastern. What time again are you? Check out. He's building a diorama. Really, really cool stuff. Watching Stunning work.
Oh,
Um,
he does some amazing dioramas, guys. Especially the layering of the paint just to get the right
mhm.
tones and shades. It's amazing. What? Yeah, I know.
11:30 Mountain Time. So,
Yeah. So
so
figure that
I had
out.
to.
Time zones are a thing.
So it's 1:30 p.m. Eastern then. So
Okay,
The
so it
Mount
would
Rushmore with
be
Decepticon
10:30.
heads.
It'd be
Yeah,
10:30
Pacific.
Pacific. Mount
Right.
Rushmore with Decepticon. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Thank you
Oh
very much, Scoop
yeah.
Shooter. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh,
Ah,
tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night at Clobby's. Yeah, Star Trek. If you're Star Trek fans, yeah, they're watching Voyager right now. So
that was not my
exactly,
favorite.
exactly, and it is wonderful watching Megatron working. So
Uh-huh. It is.
absolutely. So, well, with that, we're going to go ahead and say goodnight. I do
Mhm.
want to promote one last thing here for me with the channel.
Of
September
course.
is kind of a weird month. I don't really have a lot of stuff lined up. It will be surprise streams, chill chats, game streams. Probably need to get back into some Fortnite this season because we made it through the summer months with a lot of other programming. But the focus going forward will be football. Please join me for the football for the human interest story. It's for a wonderful time. Miss Daisy joined me on Tuesday night. We had a wonderful time. Had some great stories. We even shared about the great Cal Stanford replay. I've not
Okay.
gotten any notices about it, so I must have done something right. So
Good.
got
Well, I
around the
think we talked over it. You paused it and we talked over it. And the
yeah.
Stanford marching band thing. Yeah, I think
The poor
we
trumpet
did well.
player got smashed.
Oh God, yes.
So,
Tackled.
yes. So with that being said, my next scheduled stream is set for next Thursday, September 7th. It'll be football with OC Dobbins. If you're around
Aha.
over where Culture Casino is a lot, you see him periodically over there. Uh, the other planned streams will be later in the month. Third Wednesday of the month will be with Ang, Walking and Rambling, and then the 27th of September, Daisy and I will be looking at Raiders on Wednesday night. At
Yes.
this point, so basically, join us for those. Follow me on. So it's oh, it finally popped up. So there, OC Dobbins, Thursday, September 7th at 8 p.m. And like always, videos on YouTube and Twitch at Dadman Walking 55. Follow me at Dadman Walking 55, the only one at Dadman Walking 55 on Twitter. to get for when I go live on a stream. Hit the bells on the YouTube side to get your notifications because I do plan on doing some Fortnite this weekend, if not some retro games or maybe even a chill chat here or there. They'll just kind of be random and unannounced for a bit. Um, while I work on some other things and work had real work and football is that time of year again. Folks,
Mhm.
thank you again for being here. Um, oh well, Snortopoopas is waving, going off to bed. Hey, I love hey, what would sports be without somebody making ignorant comments and heckling the host? That's cool. As long as we have heckling and good natured fun, I'm all good for it. So and thank you for putting the link out there, JT Kurt, for tomorrow night and everybody. And there's a thank you to Daisy.
Well,
Yay,
I said good
absolutely.
night to everyone. Thank you,
I tell
everyone.
you what,
You know what?
you
Without chat, you guys make it for us. Without you guys,
exactly.
we'd be talking to each other.
Yes, and I have not heard back from Mark D with a C about Fortnite tonight.
Ah,
So um,
I
I
shall
don't
not
know.
be sleeping in the nights of Fort.
Oh
I
well.
can't play that game yet.
Well, either if he doesn't, I'm sure I might, depending if I'm still awake. I should still be awake. So yeah, you want a Maserati, you got to work. Yes, and have a great night. This thing
Mhm,
jumped on me. I went to click on this one, and yes, you have a great night too. And thank
mhm.
you, yeah, Daisy. And listen, it's not possible
Thank
without you,
you.
great people, and people like Daisy
Mhm.
coming in and being willing to come on and do shows like this. Thank you, and good night, Stunning. So on that note, everybody, have a good night, good day, good morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed still. Follow us on Twitch. Hey, let's get to 450. Let's get to 500 and have another big party. So hey, all right,
Yep.
folks, y'all have a good night. We will see you later. Bye, all.
Bye.